It's the Tonya bird, so don't you know? Like and share, let's make it glow. Flint City News, we bring the heat. When we fight, we beat defeat. I won't give up, I won't stand down. The city's heart will never drown. Together we rise, we've got the power. In unity we find the hour. The residents deserve much more. Let's break these chains, open the door. The fight is ours, victory inside. Flint City strong, we'll make it right.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to say thank you first to Producer Jay. Producer Jay, how are you? Now, y'all know his little energy be like, I'm all right.
I'm good. What's going on?
Wait a minute, that was a little bit more upbeat for you. Good evening.
Just watched y'all's BS ass meeting. So, excuse me, Lane.
We don't swear on here. We do that when we get off.
got fired up watching y'all.
Look, I got a special guest this evening, but before we bring in our special guest, which is attorney Terry Johnson, I want to say thank you to my moderators, Sheena Beckton. We love and encourage outsiders to come in and be a part. You don't have to be in Flint, live in Flint to be loved. So hey, Sheena. And also I want to thank Patrick Jean. Patrick Jean is our on the road trucker. He's just leaving Cali. What's this? I'm going back to Cali. Anyways, I want y'all look, put in greet in the chat and look, click like, share, and subscribe. And y'all really owe me this because y'all know I made it through that meeting. I was literally singing, never would have made it without you. Hey, alien superstar. So listen, give it up for the extraordinaire, my personal friend and personal attorney extraordinaire, attorney Terry Johnson. Bring him on in.
Good afternoon, Councilwoman, and all of the lovely people from Flint and everyone else. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
Well, thank you for having me because people have been asking, and frequently I get questions about you and about court, and they ask me about you. So tell us about you. Tell the people who don't know you, you are an attorney, and then tell us a brief summary or synopsis about yourself.
Oh boy, let's see. You asked an attorney to be brief. That's a hard thing.
No.
I will do the best I can. I've been in Michigan almost my whole life. Went to school here. I'm a Spartan, so all you Wolverine fans, I'm sorry.
Here we go. You started mess already.
Graduate of Cooley Law School, and
not of Harvard.
Not
and
Harvard.
You're just as great and better. I'm just saying.
Well,
I a little shady.
Nope, I did not go to Harvard. I'm not sure I've dealt with anybody recently that's gone to Harvard, but we'll talk more about that as we get more into the show. In addition, let's see, majority of my practice is criminal, but I do some civil cases as well. And so thank you for having me.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you for the great advice in cases and what you are really known for. You've got several cases with the city of Flint. You won, which was the metal detector, still in court though. They appealed it. And in my case where they removed me from my seat, they appealed that one where Judge Piquel gave a 22-page decision. So I want to thank you. So recently you were covering, you were the attorney in your firm, were the attorneys for the case with Doug Matthews. And so you called to tell me some highlights on it. That was it Monday? Today
It
is
was
right.
Monday. It was
It was
Monday.
Monday.
Quite honestly, it was some unexpected news. Mr. Matthews decided to quit.
What do you mean quit? Did
He
he?
threw the towel in, he gave up, and he went and asked the judge to dismiss his case, which we were a little surprised at.
So he brought the case against us. I don't. So he brought the case against 4 council people. No, 3 council and Mr. King. It was against Dennis Pfeiffer, Councilman Pfeiffer, Councilwoman Winfrey Carter, Mr. King, Joe King on the ethics board, and then myself. And what was his premise of the case?
Well, I think a lot of this started back in and around the June 10th of 2024 meeting. Mr. Matthews stood at the podium. There were some comments that he made, and I'm sure you can direct them to the website to hear the comments that he made. And afterwards, there was quite a bit of a commotion that went on. And it's my understanding through research and, my investigator, I've got a great private investigator that I work with.
Shout out to Linda.
Yeah, she's absolutely wonderful. And we found out that there were some things that went on in that meeting. And as a result of that meeting and some things that went on, I believe some people made some comments, and they called, I believe, based on our research that, someone called him a racist. And I believe he pointed at yourself. He pointed at Councilman Pfeiffer. He pointed at Councilwoman Winfrey Carter. And so because of that, he decided to bring a lawsuit against you folks. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen anything quite like this. The lawsuit was filed somewhere around March 31st of the year. And so we've got about 5 months: April, May, June, July, August. And the first couple of weeks of September, I believe Mr. Matthews filed approximately 15 different motions. And I believe the only one that was granted was when he decided to quit, when he decided to throw the towel in.
So what were some of the motions that he filed?
Oh, well, the big ones that he filed, he kept wanting to get me disqualified. Now I'll tell you, I've practiced all over this state. I've been to Grand Rapids. I've practiced in Tuscola County, Hillsdale County, obviously the Metro Detroit area, Flint, Genesee County, Shiawassee. I have never, ever had anybody try to remove me from a case, ever. And Mr. Matthews not only filed a motion to do that, and when we responded, telling him the legal reasons why we couldn't, the judge agreed with us, and then he moved to disqualify the judge. So that was another motion. He moved to disqualify Judge Newblatt, and then he went to the Court of Appeals, and the Court of Appeals, didn't agree with him. I mean, it's just, it was so many things, like, his interpretation of the court rules. One, he filed regarding proof of service, and he gave a court rule that was not the right court rule. I mean, we have, as attorneys, we have to follow, we go into court, there are rules and things we have to follow. So he filed one that wasn't the correct court rule because he claimed that there was no proof of service with his, when we responded to one of the motions, or it was something we responded to. He claimed there was no proof of service. So therefore, in his pleadings, he felt that he didn't have to respond to anything. And that's not what the court rule says. There's nothing in there that says that. So, this case went on for, like I said, about 5 months. We filed one motion, and like I said, he filed about close to 15, somewhere in that neighborhood. All of them were basically denied. except for the very last one when he, fought to get out of it, when he quit.
So I was in there one of the times, and I know that he was, he was accused where people had stated he said the N word. Were you able to find proof that he had, through other people who had heard it, because the room was full?
Well, I'm talking about the issue of June 10th of 2024. I want to make
Okay.
sure we're clear. And, the interesting thing is when Mr. Matthews brought this case, we expected him to fight this and move forward. And he spent more time trying to disqualify me than really just about anything else.
So
But
why do you think he wanted to disqualify you? Because he had said the N word. Do you think, is it because you're Black?
I don't know. The funny thing is we asked Mr. Matthews lots of questions that Mr. Matthews never answered. So, for example, we sent discovery to Mr. Matthews, and it was done properly and timely. And Mr. Matthews never just, so he never responded. So we asked Mr. Matthews, what did you say at this meeting? He never responded. We asked Mr. Matthews other things about his case. For example, he claimed that, because of the stress and all of these other things, he had to go get a firearm. He purchased a firearm. So
Did he ever provide proof of that?
We asked for proof. He never responded. We asked for, some of the other things, we asked for which council people or elected officials did you talk to after you filed this case? He never responded. We asked him, did he talk to any elected officials before he filed the case? He never responded. So there are lots of questions. We even asked about his educational background. I mean, earlier you mentioned, about Harvard. He claims to have taught at Harvard or gone to Harvard or something, but we don't have any proof of that, and he's never provided any proof. So, I don't know where he's gone or what he's done, because again, when he's had an opportunity to answer these questions, he chose to quit.
Now, someone who puts that amount of time in and motions, and he was steadfast. Not only that, he came to numerous council meetings. He made several posts. He even made a post on my page and told me I wasn't Black, I was the color of orange. Or pumpkin, I'm sorry. So he clearly had an issue, in my opinion, with me as a woman of color. And so I know when he said that N word and people had heard it, it was devastating. And it threw people back who had heard it.
My investigator got 4, maybe 5, and there were plenty more people who were willing to come forward and with an affidavit, and we still have them.
Oh, wow.
At this point, who basically would have come to court and would have testified that, that was the word that was said. But again, it'll never go anywhere because for whatever reason, Mr. Matthews, we gave him the opportunity in the interrogatories. That's a form of discovery. We gave him an opportunity to explain that, and Mr. Matthews chose not to respond. So I'll leave that up to you, whatever conclusion you decide to come up to. But I'm just telling you, we asked the questions and he chose not to respond.
He went through all of that. Did you have any notice he was going to drop the case and just say, I'm done with it?
No, the funny thing is, on this particular day, I had prepared for 3 different motions, okay, of Mr. Matthews. I believe one was to conform to court rules, which we'd already done. Another one was for some notice of irregularities. Another one was to strike our affirmative defenses. And we had prepared for those. And when Judge Newblatt called the case and he said, okay, I got 3 issues here. And, oh, by the way, he also filed something else at the Court of Appeals, second time. And that's kind of unusual to go to the Court of Appeals in the middle of a case. I mean, there are sometimes you will if there is a legal issue. And if there's something that's truly on the edge, like you mentioned, for example, your case, right? How there's a legal issue there and it went up to the Court of Appeals. There's really no legal issue here, but for whatever reason, it in my opinion, it was a delay tactic. It was a harassing tactic, but we were prepared to argue these three motions, and Judge Newblatt said, "Oh, there's one more. What is this? A motion to dismiss, plaintiff's motion to dismiss." And I was kind of taken back, and Mr. Matthews stood up to the podium and said, "Well, yeah, this was scheduled for the 15th, but I'd like to move it forward to today." And I was kind of taken back a little, and I literally asked for, a brief recess so that I can consult with my clients on this. Obviously, yourself. And,
I'm sorry, I got cool. Let me.
You're fine. The interesting part of that was we didn't get notice of it or anything. Now, he probably mailed it out. I think it was dated September 4th, which was Wednesday. But most people nowadays will receive electronic service. So if I want to send you something, I'll send it. You want to send it back. And but Mr. Matthews even refused to do that. He had agreed to accept electronic service. And then he decided, because we didn't move fast enough for him to get the order in, he said, "Nope, I don't want to do it anymore." So everything became snail mail to slow everything down. So we didn't get notice of this. And so the case was dismissed with prejudice.
So what does that mean with prejudice?
Yeah, that means it can't be brought back. So, whatever was done that day, the case against you guys cannot be brought back. And this was his idea to dismiss with prejudice. So even if you or any of the other defendants in the case came up right now and said, "Yep, I said this. Yep, I did X, Y, and Z. And based on that, yes, I called him a racist," there is nothing he can do. He can't come back and sue you under those because he asked for a dismissal with prejudice. So the case is over. It's been an interesting journey since right around April Fool's Day. And we're here now. It's over. That's good news. And, I applaud your staff and, your followers here on your podcast who really have stood behind you in the face of this craziness, because I'm telling you, it was kind of a crazy situation. Obviously, I consulted with several other attorneys at our firm and other friends, and they've never seen anything quite like this before, especially when you move to disqualify a judge because the judge doesn't agree with your decision. He must have put in every or just about every pleading. He wanted to disqualify me. I'm again, I would a self-proclaimed, again, I don't know if he went to Harvard or not. That's what he says, but there's been no proof of that I've seen. But you're going to.
Did you ask about that? Did you inquire about that?
I asked for his professional licenses. He did not provide me any professional licenses.
But he states he has a lot. I mean, he did quite a few. I mean, he's a social worker. He has stated out a lot. I mean, a lot.
And he did. He stated a lot of things too that turned out not to be true. I'm just saying, a lot of people can say anything, but when you're in a court of law and you're bringing a case, especially one of defamation, which we'll talk about momentarily, we have a right to understand some things. He claimed he lost his standing and jobs, and we asked, "What jobs did you lose?" And we didn't get an answer.
So he didn't state any jobs that he lost a standing with at all.
No. And again, I went right now, arguably, my law school, and this is today, not when I graduated, but today my law school is probably ranked as one of the worst law schools in America. And no, I'm very serious. And Harvard, of course, is the best law school in America. And I don't know. That's why when you say, listen, He claims he went to Harvard. I have no way of knowing that because when we asked for things, he never provided it. So people can say anything they want, but you're in a lawsuit, you have to turn things over. And the only thing he turned over was a piece of paper that basically said, I quit. I don't want to go anymore. I want to dismiss this with prejudice. And his reason was it's in the best interest of all parties. And obviously you and several other defendants did not believe that. But unfortunately, that's what Judge Newblatt went with, and that's what we're stuck with. So that's where we are today. The good news is it's over. We hope it's behind us. And there are just some questions I think that just will not or have not been answered as it relates to this.
So I was in the courtroom one time and literally, and I believe my producer had driven up from Atlanta, actually, because he was in there too. And we sat in the back and literally listening. The judge was so, in my opinion, frustrated. And every time the judge would talk, he would shake his head like vigorously, no, he wasn't in agreement. And the judge said, stop shaking your head. You know, this is not your courtroom. You don't understand how court goes. I'm having to keep telling you how the court goes. You stated you understand. He said, this is not Burger King. You will not have your way, Mr. Matthews, in here. I'm a Frank Sinatra kind of guy, and I'm going to have things my way. And so, and then Doug went to say some more stuff. And then Judge Newblatt stated at that time, you know, basically you have a right to do that, but this is still my courtroom. And if you want to be an attorney, then go get licensed to be an attorney. And what I went to judges school. I didn't know judges went to judge school.
Yes, they do.
I didn't know that. I learned that day.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're elected, they send you to a school that, you know, it's all the new judges who get elected, they go to a training, and it's put on by the Supreme Court and the scale, and they, you know, teach them how to run their courtroom and documents and other things along those lines. Okay.
Well, I was surprised when he said that, and he said it more than once, and he stated, you haven't been to judges school. I'm like, judges go to judges school? And you're quoting, this isn't Burger King, you can't have it your way. But the judge at that time seemed to be very frustrated because Doug Matthews didn't understand how a court, he kept having to tell him, this is not how the court works. This isn't the process that you're stating. This isn't true. And then when he stated he wanted to, I was there again when he told him that he wanted to have another judge. He wanted the judge to be recused or to recuse himself. And he stated to him at the time, he said, well, I can guarantee you that the same result's going to happen no matter which judge. You know, I can send it to be reviewed and that's fine. But you need to understand it's probably not going to change. Well, I want to send the complaint to the chief judge. And at that point, I did not know Newblatt was the chief judge. He says, well, you need to understand the judge went through this whole spiel of why he wanted another judge. And he says, well, you need to know this, Mr. Matthews. I am the chief judge.
Right.
At that point, I was like,
yeah. Well, when that situation happens, basically everything has to stop. Okay. But there's a process to doing this that Mr. Matthews did not follow. Number one, it has to be done within a certain time period. He didn't hit that time period on one of the things he talked about. The other thing is it has to be accompanied by an affidavit. It wasn't. Mm-hmm. And it's not just what I'm saying, because this was because when a chief judge is asked to recuse him or herself, mm-hmm. it then goes to the regional office, scale, Supreme Court Administrative Office. They'll find somebody and they will have somebody review it. And everything I just said to you is exactly what they said, that it wasn't timely and You know, there was no affidavit, and basically Judge Newblatt didn't do anything wrong. And again, that delayed us again because we had to stop everything. All of the motions at that point, we hadn't filed a single motion. I think Mr. Matthews filed a motion for default entry. Then because there was a little bit of confusion up front, you know, he wanted to tell you and Councilman Pfeiffer and Mr. King and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter who your attorney could be. And he doesn't get a choice of that, you know, and that was a big fight because as you mentioned before, you know, I'm representing you in your individual capacity. He didn't sue you as Councilwoman Burns, and he didn't sue the city of Flint. And this was by his own design. And he wanted me kicked off because he said I represented the city of Flint. That I've represented you guys against the city of Flint, and it's a conflict, but it isn't a conflict. It's no different if you would have gotten into a car accident, and I decide, hey, I'm going to represent you or something along those lines. You know, it has nothing to do with what he stated. And that was a big conflict. But again, we understand he's not a lawyer. I get
well,
that.
He acts as if he's a legal eagle, you know.
Well, I believe, you know, he put a resume in with his pleadings, which I've never seen done before in almost 20 years of practice. And he put his resume in and he claimed these other things. But when we asked for information, he wanted to fight us and he never provided it to us. So I'll let you make your own decisions, whatever you want to make of that. I mean, I just know that if I'm suing somebody and I believe someone's done something, and I claim to be an attorney, and you say, show me proof you're an attorney. Well, here's my bar card. You know, you can go to the website. Oh, yep, I've taught classes before. Here's my license on this. None of the things we asked for were provided. Everything, you know, literally, it was, let me find a way to kind of slow things down. That's kind of what we noticed. And if there was a mistake made, whether it was a comma or something, he tried to be all over it. But the funny part is the first part of his pleadings that we received didn't have a signature. That's okay, is what it is. But he kept putting the wrong bar number in for me, constantly putting the wrong bar number, because when we file pleadings, we have to put our license number next to it, right? And he constantly had the wrong one. And I guess under that theory, I should have been able to kick everything out or make them start over. But it's an administrative thing. It's not something that is that has to do with the facts or anything of the case. And it's something that can be corrected. He eventually corrected after my office sent him an email saying, Mr. Johnson's bar number is this. And he did correct it at that point. But again, 5 months of going through this. And again, we got the result we wanted. I mean, let me put it this way. We weren't expecting him to quit and throw the towel in and give up. But if that's what it takes to win, that's what it takes to win. And you and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter and Mr. King and Councilman Pfeiffer, you know, it can hold your heads high, because this storm, I don't even know if you call it a storm, whatever this was, is behind us now. And I hope people can go back in the city of Flint and start to govern and do the right thing. Because again, as I said, my investigator has a minimum of 4 or 5 affidavits of what was said at that meeting. And when we asked him about this, we never got a response.
Now, for someone who was so adamant and he would skip up to that podium or lectern every week, it was as if he just knew, and he would twist stories. I remember the judge telling him another time when I was in the court that he didn't have the right to choose who my attorney was. And I don't think he quite understood that part that you don't get to choose. And he was very adamant about it. So 15 motions plus
Somewhere around there.
Right.
Somewhere around there.
Right. And
50,
he just
listen,
he just quit.
I've done homicide cases. Okay. And that's not just one or two. I've done several homicide cases. I haven't filed 15 motions. Okay. One of the motions that was filed was very premature. It was a motion for what do you call it there? He didn't want prejudicial things coming in about him. And Judge Newblatt properly ruled, well, it's too early about that, you know. But there was a
What do you
comment.
What do you mean he didn't want, Doug didn't want prejudicial things coming in?
I don't know. That would be a question.
I mean, because I'm asking. And
That
if
would
I'm
be
confused, I know everyone watching is confused too.
Well, that would be a question I guess Mr. Matthews would have to answer at some point, but it was a motion he filed that he didn't want, you know, characterizate his character, and I don't have a copy of it right in front of me, but he things to be used against him, you know, prejudicial characterizations, things along those lines. But he never said exactly what they were. And Judge Newblatt said, well, I'm not going to deny it, but it's very, very premature at this point. And, you know, I think a lot of people go to trial and they just think the only ones on trial are you. But when you bring a case against someone, especially a defamation case, there are things you have to prove. So in a defamation case, if someone says, I've lost sleep, I have the shakes, I you know, have anxiety, you have a right to your medical records at that point. You know, you have to show that these things happen. And again, we asked for these things. We never got them.
So how long did he ask, or how long? So was it within a month? How long had you asked and waited for those items? Because he said he was in fear. He wanted to get a firearm. He couldn't sleep. So, I mean, he had a lot of excuses and literally sitting in there. How long did it take? I mean,
well, here's part of the thing. You know, again, there were probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 10 motions filed prior to him asking for the judge to be disqualified. We filed one motion and we asked that the case be thrown out at that point. Once Judge Newblatt denied that motion, again, it's the only motion we filed because we tried to file some others, but again, Mr. Matthews threw the towel in. But basically, we responded and we asked for discovery, and there's a standard amount of time there. And Mr. Matthews believed, according to some court rule that no one can find, Mr. Matthews believed that he didn't have to respond according to the court rule. And there's no court rule that says that. And we were prepared to do a motion to compel, which basically means that we're going to go to Judge Newblatt and say, Judge Newblatt, he's brought this case. He said these things. We have a right to these documents. Now, like I said, if I'm coming after you and I can't sleep and I had to go buy a firearm and I'm in fear for my life and all these things, you know, I'm going to want something, and I'm willing to give you what I have to show you that I'm in fear and I had to go do these things. We asked for these things, and these things we did not get them.
So, and this is so when you're in fear and you know something's going on. So something like you can't get your firearm and you went to purchase one even though it's paid for. Yeah, I'm speaking of my own issue. Okay. I went to purchase a firearm and couldn't get it and didn't know I had a PPO. So, because I need to upgrade because there is a fear. Yeah. Okay.
But the question just comes down to when you bring a lawsuit against somebody, you just don't get to come out and say whatever you want to say and expect someone, you know, not to fight back.
He was consistently through this process making posts which were chock full of non-truths, and he would skip on up to that podium and still make little remarks, snake bite burns and snake burns in our group. You are in a court fighting for something that you clearly were, you claim, offended by, yet he literally wrote a whole story about me. And how can you be offended when you are offending people? He offended people all the time.
Well, my next set of questions, if we would have got the first questions, would have been, if you're in fear and things, why are you still going back to council meetings? You know?
Yeah, and making Facebook posts.
Yeah,
I mean,
but,
absolutely.
You know, I mean, people have a right to do that, but again, if you're doing this and you're claiming that, you know, X, Y, and Z has gone on, then show me X, Y, and Z. But this has been a whole lot about nothing. And what have we found out through this case? We don't know if Mr. Matthews has any formal legal education or not, because he never provided any. We don't know if Mr. Matthews had any injuries. And what I mean by injuries are, you know, anxiety, sleep, other things. We don't know if other people were involved in this decision to bring this lawsuit against you. We just asked simple questions. It was nothing difficult that, you know, couldn't be answered, and we get no answers.
So he wasted time, wasted the court's time. The judge was just, like I said, and he literally, when the judge was talking, he was shaking his head. The judge is nodding his head like this. He's shaking his head like this, like, I'm not in agreement with you. And then at that point, the judge seemed to be frustrated. But I don't know if things changed later. The judge was tolerant. His behavior in that courtroom was strange, very strange. He felt he was entitled in there. But then when he would leave, I mean, and here's the weird part. He turned around and would wave at me. I'm like, what is wrong with you? I mean, literally.
Well,
I'm like,
I don't know about that, or the
he waved at us. We were on the back row. Each time was,
yeah. Well, you know,
we are not friends, you know?
Yeah, no, my focus was more on what was going on, what I'll say, within the well, in terms of the arguments and things that were happening there. But I was just really, really shocked. I know, you know, my investigator found something that, you know, on one of the political sites where he made some comment about, they brought in an esteemed attorney to go up against me, or something along those lines. And I just kind of laughed, you know. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. I was really looking forward to going into battle with what I believed, what I thought was a trained Harvard law grad or something. And again, maybe he is, but I don't have any proof to show anything other than what he's saying. And that's, you know, maybe he's got a diploma somewhere, or I don't know. But I just know when we ask questions, you know, he did admit he's not an attorney in Michigan. So
was he anywhere?
I don't know. I mean, we found something, you know, in our investigation. I believe he was I think it was Florida. Don't quote me, but no idea if he's still active there or not. I don't believe he is. Again, don't quote me on that. But the main thing is, you know, you've done this long enough. You know, listen, I've had judges that I disagree with, and I've never, I've only moved one time to have a judge disqualified, and that was in a homicide case, and that's because the judge had a kind of a relationship or knew someone in the family. So I thought there may be some bias there, and that's the only time I've done that. But in a civil case, because somebody if I had to ask a judge to recuse him or herself every time they disagree with me, cases would never move anywhere. So I just didn't see this as strange, I never saw this as a move to get this moving and going. It seems like at every turn it was constant delay. It was unnecessary pleadings. There were illogical pleadings, reference, the last day there, had the nerve to say to me that everything he did was legally based and followed the court rules, but he quoted court rules that had nothing to do with anything. And literally, we have the pleadings. It's not difficult because in our response was, this isn't the correct court rule.
Wait a minute. Not the Harvard law student. Well, and look, and thank you to everyone in the chat.
I don't know where he went.
Well, they have been Googling him, and these people are some intelligent people. In the chat, truth be told, said Wharton Business School, and he claimed he went to Harvard. And so, and literally when he went for city council, then he went for ethics board, and he went for ombudsman or whatever. And so he literally came in with like a basket in a notebook. I'm like, who carries a basket full of stuff? And so he always toted how smart he was, what he's accomplished. He was with the Native Americans over somewhere. And I mean, and I'm your good government something. Not really. You're not in my opinion. But so here's the thing. So when people come in and they say the N word, what are some of the things that can be done? Because he constantly, I didn't say, when he said he blew kisses,
that's on video,
which was strange. I'm sorry. It was strange. Yeah.
Well, if you remember, one of your officers, I don't want to mention his name, basically that meeting had to escort Mr. Matthews out June 10th of 2024. And he escorted him out for his own safety. And the question really comes down to, what did you say to somebody? Because blowing a kiss to somebody is not going to get people upset. But something must have been said. But again, we gave him the opportunity to say, what did you say? And he never responded. We gave him, have you ever used that word before? He never responded. Have you ever used the N word? He never responded.
He didn't respond. He didn't say yes, and he didn't say no. He didn't say, no, I never did it. Because this case was about he didn't do it. And if you didn't do it, you come forward in the court and say, hey, I did not do that.
Well,
he didn't do that.
He did not respond to anything we asked him, which is called discovery. And again, you can determine whatever you want to. All I can tell you is he didn't. I'm not saying he said it. I'm not saying he didn't say it before. All I'm saying is we have affidavits from people who were there. One person in particular who, said, oh, he said it to me. These are people of the community who were there. And we have more people who have called my investigator as late last week who said, hey, I was there. And yes, this is what went on. So, this is what people have said. But again, if you're saying you didn't say it, then you could have answered the questions. This could have been one of those things. If you wanted to go down the line before you threw the towel in, at least clear that up. But he chose not to clear it up. So people can come to their own conclusions, whatever they decide, whether they believe he said it or not.
And like you said, you can come to your own conclusion. But if I'm bringing a case, I'm going to state and make the record clear. I'm going to follow through because my innocence is something I'm going to prove, and I'm going to have my day in court, as they state. But he just said, okay, I take a hard pass. I'm dropping it with prejudice. He didn't even ask for without prejudice to bring it back.
Yeah, correct. So,
but he's smart.
If all four of you got together and admitted everything he said right now that happened on June 10th, which I know you wouldn't, because it's not true. But even if you did say that, he cannot bring this case back. And this was, just so you know, this was his idea. Like you said before, we had no idea this was coming. We showed up to court to argue these 3 motions, and we were prepared to go. And he asked that we move this one in front of the other 3 so it can be heard, because he wanted to throw the towel in not a week from Monday. He wanted to throw the towel in that day. He wanted to quit right then.
Wait a minute.
The judge let him
quit. Him to the brink of, I quit. He said, don't worry about the judge. I quit. I'm not going to give you proof of, I needed a firearm, proof of I can't sleep. I'm not going to answer any questions in regards to if I said the N-word, if I didn't say the N-word. So he just wasn't going to, he didn't, so he just drew this out to waste time, money, and he still didn't admit innocence or guilt, but he claimed he was going for innocence.
Well, he claimed he had been defamed, that you and the other defendants basically made, he had threats because of you guys making these. He claimed he lost jobs and job opportunities, which again, he never showed us any of that. So
that goes to probably, I think, Joe King, because they did not put him as the ombudsman, and he better check with the people on that. I don't think they just liked him. I mean, I think people saw he was coming up there saying crazy stuff. They watched that stuff too. It's on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. So his behavior spoke for itself.
Well, yeah, exactly. And his behavior will speak for itself, just like anybody else's behavior will speak for theirself. But, if your audience, your viewers want the answers to this, and I don't know if Mr. Matthews is watching or not tonight, but I would strongly,
he is. I'm surprised.
I would strongly suggest that, maybe you invite him on as a special guest and invite me and let me ask him these questions that he refused to answer during, and we'll make that an open invitation. And if he wants to answer these questions, because I want to know, what did you say that day? Or what didn't you say? Not only what did you say, what didn't you say? Have you ever used that word? There are some questions I think that not only the 4 of you need to know, but I think anybody who steps up to a podium, and makes comments on June 10th, 2024, that causes someone to be removed by police for their own safety, what went on? And I think people really need, and here's another one I would really, I asked, who else on the city council did you discuss this with? We never got an answer. We never.
Well, we know someone went and defended him at the Ethics and Accountability Board person. The 7th Ward did.
Well, but, I don't know, but
she did. It's something. Yeah, you don't know, but she went and defended Doug. And
that's people's prerogative to do whatever. Yeah. But why would you hide those things? Why would you, not want to answer those questions? But again, the towel's thrown in.
He didn't want his day in court.
All of this, and I don't know the reason behind it, but I disagree with, this is in the best interest of all parties. It's not in the best interest of all parties, because you, Mr. Pfeiffer, Ms. Winfrey Carter, and Mr. King deserve answers. And unfortunately, you will never get them. So you're left at this point, just like your viewers here, you are all left to wonder what was said. This is not a question of guilt or innocence. That's not the standard. The question is, did he say it or did I don't know. And it'll be a debate that goes on for quite a while. And it's unfortunate.
Well, you're going to get, he's going to have stuff to say about you. But I do want to take a couple calls regarding Doug only for people.
Well, here,
because people got some questions.
Let me say this. Mr. Matthews can say whatever he wants. As I've said before, we tendered discovery to Mr. Matthews. He was in receipt of discovery. We asked questions of Mr. Matthews. Mr. Matthews fought not to answer the questions, and Mr. Matthews didn't answer the questions. Those are the facts. So the personal attacks, which I have not personally attacked Mr. Matthews, everything I've said is on the record and can be proven. Again, I have no idea whether he went to Harvard or not. I don't know. So maybe he did, maybe he didn't. That's
they
not
said he went to Wharton Business School too. You know, he was with the Aborigines. They stayed. This is what they're stating in the chat. I personally don't. You know,
I don't know. You don't know. And, you know, again, I could have come on here and told you I'm a graduate of Yale Law School. And, you know, why would I lie about it? Or better yet, not why would I lie about it? The better question is, I should have a way of proving what I say.
Right, but if you're going to court, you do a whole lawsuit to prove you're innocent and you didn't say it, then you go to court and you finish it to prove you're innocent. He didn't do that.
He quit. That's the end of the day. And like I said,
quitters never win. Quitters never win.
This is not a requiem on Mr. Matthews. This is just about the case and what went on as it relates to June 10th, 2024. And what we did and what we asked for regarding that. And I could tell you, we never received any of those documents that we asked for.
Okay. So listen, is that a call? We got it only if it's pertaining to Attorney Terry Johnson, because I'm not going to leave here on here all night. So I'm not. I appreciate him coming on. Quitters never win. Is that a person in there? Producer Jay?
No calls yet.
Okay.
That's
so look,
fine.
call in if you want to talk about or got questions or remarks about Doug. Feel free to call.
We're not going to make this about Mr. Matthews. We're going to make this about the case. So
about the case, the case that we were in with Doug Matthews.
I don't want to make this a session about Mr. Matthews and those things. If you want to talk about the case, that's where we're going to focus on. We're not going to focus on him. And I'm hoping after this show that, you and the other council members can get back to handling the business of Flint without unnecessary, unintelligible interruptions.
Well, he's going to come back. We had a meeting today. But I do want to say he wasted a lot of time. Okay, this is a strange phone call.
It's not my student loan people, is it? Because they're still looking for me.
No, listen, your college ones too. Mine too. This is Pastor Thrillkill. I don't know if he's trying to call in, but on my phone. Pastor Thrillkill.
Good evening, my sister. How are you, Sister?
I'm good, but I'm on my podcast. Can I call you back, or is this
Yeah, call me back at your convenience.
Okay, I will, Pastor.
I just got a big question, that's all.
Okay, all righty, I will do that.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well,
I will take the pastor's call. But just don't let Pastor Thrillkill pray before dinner. You'll be starving. Because he gives the longest prayer. He's going to pray for the bread, the vegetables. He's going to pray for the tablecloth, the walls. He's going to pray for the hands that prepared it. But you got to do that one. But
well, let me say this. I appreciate my team, including of course the best investigator around. Linda Bishop, she's great. I appreciate the firm of, Pentock, Covier, and Kobalak, and more importantly, I appreciate the opportunity to represent, Tonya Burns and Dennis Pfeiffer and Janice Winfrey Carter and Mr. Joe King. And more importantly, I also appreciate the opportunity to represent your viewers through you guys, because you folks have a lot of support up there, and I know it's a lot of things going on.
Yeah,
in
Flint's
Flint.
not
You're
real
trying-
sometimes.
yeah, and you're trying to right side the city and keep up the good work doing that, and just don't let others, whomever they may be, derail you, because in this case, justice did win. It may not be the justice we wanted, but it did win, because this case is going away, and June 10th is a thing of the past, and so let's just focus on the prize, which is getting the city turned around and doing what needs to happen.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate your firm. I always appreciate you're brutally honest to me. That they're getting the professional view.
I'm always professional.
Yeah, you kind of down the middle with me. Well, maybe I put on my resume I went to Harvard too. So I want to thank you for being not just my attorney, but my friend. And I appreciate, the legal advice and the professionalism and the knowledge that you have in and around the courtroom, and for the respect that you have for the law. And that attorneys like you are not just good attorneys, you are a great attorney. And I be telling people, I got to say alleged, because I know he's probably watching. And you'll be like, I am watching. And so building those good friendships. You had people saying here in the chat, which I can't really keep up with the chat. And
I couldn't see any of it. So
they're saying he needs to be city attorney.
I think
that's what the people are saying.
Let me say this. I think Miss Gurley's doing a good job in what she's doing there. I think you guys have a very smart, intelligent person in that position, and but thank you for the confidence. But I'm good. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you, because I come to you with some doozies. I do. Is that a call? We take one call and we're gonna log off, because I want to be respectful of Attorney Johnson's time before I go in after today. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Councilwoman Burns. It's Marcia A. Talbert calling from Cali.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Attorney Johnson, she has actually come from California to visit here about a month ago. So do you have a question about Doug, or not about Doug, but about the case? Because I want to be respectful to stay within the boundaries.
Yes, I definitely can stay within boundaries. Thanks to Patrick G. But I did want to find out, what evidence did Doug present? Because you said what he stated, and then he didn't have anything to back it up. Did he present anything to back up what he was saying, or was it just all a wash?
That's a great question, and that's one we'll never know. We have this, when you file a lawsuit, you kind of put on paper where you think it's going to go. Those are called the pleadings. And then the other side, in this case, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. The other side then files a response to that, and we do what's called a discovery exchange. And that's where both sides come forth and say, hey, this is what I have. Here's everything that you've asked for. And we give them what they asked for. In this case, we get nothing. We got nothing we asked for. There were supposed film clips and all these other things. But again, when my investigator went out and got these affidavits, I'm not sure whether or not the other side knew, but we found people who were there who were literally inches away when these comments were made, and we asked for a response to that, and we got nothing. So, if these things, I guess, were true, Maybe the case. I don't know why someone would quit, but again, everybody has their own reasons for the things that they do.
Exactly. Okay, that's all I really wanted to know, if he came with anything at all, because it just shows that he's all talk and no action. And when he's up there at the podium and giving his dissertation / fairy tale about things that aren't even true, he puts those on legal documents and then can't back them up and has to walk everything back. So he's just a coward. So Councilwoman Burns, congratulations, because at the end of the day, you are victorious, and thank you, Attorney Johnson, for getting that victory. You guys deserve the best.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
let me just say one other thing before I let you run. I know we've hit the mark, but there was also another lawsuit that was filed as well by Mr. Matthews against the city of Flint, and I believe it was the Williams firm that was doing that one. And he threw the towel in there too. So this isn't the only one. He did that about a month ago.
Wait a minute. I didn't know about that. What was that one for?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but there was another lawsuit that was going on that the Williams firm was representing, I believe, the city, and Mr. Matthews threw the towel in on that one before he threw it in on this one.
Oh, wow. Well, Marcy, I appreciate you calling in. And that was a great question. Did he turn in any evidence?
I will see you soon.
See, look, hang on. We're going to talk about things that Attorney Johnson might send me a note about. The next part, the views of this show are the views, are not the views of Tonya Burns. We'll get the disclosure for later. Attorney Johnson, thank you again for coming on and for sharing what happened, because people wanted to know. People wanted to know what was going on with the story, because most people have never seen someone walk into a city council chambers, yell out racial epithets, and then that others heard, and then to become the victim. Never seen it before.
Yeah, this is a little unique, but again, on June 10th of 2024, those are the allegations. And again, as I've said numerous times, these questions were never answered. We have people who were there, who were willing to come to court, who will say this was said and that was said, but there was no denial from Mr. Matthews in this case, because again, we did ask, he did not respond, and he threw the towel in. So with that, again, congratulations. And again, I think at some point you should have Mr. Matthews on, and maybe he'll answer those questions.
Well, listen, in Doug, I know you're watching, and some of your associates. Doug, you are welcome to come on. You're welcome to come on and with Attorney Johnson, and we can have a conversation, like adults, and we can have dialogue. So, Doug, you are welcome to come on to my podcast to talk your voice, and not just in the chat. Would love to hear from you. So, wait a minute. Did producer Jay put the invite? He put the link in there on Facebook and StreamYard.
Oh, wow.
So, you have an invite to come. We would love to talk to you, and we just have some questions. Maybe you got off on the wrong foot, Doug Matthews, or we don't know. But we want to know what happened to all this evidence you had. I mean, where is it? So, Attorney Johnson, anything you want to close with?
You guys keep up the good work you're doing in Flint and focus on that. Let's not spend our time or efforts on distractions. That city really needs to be turned around.
Yeah.
There are many issues there that, need resolution, but you folks really need to focus on the prize, not the clown that's bringing the noise. Or the clowns, I should say, that are bringing the noise.
Well, I appreciate that. Look, I enjoyed having you on here. You're welcome to come back anytime. And I know that my guests or the media people on the social media friends that they appreciate you coming because they wanted to know. And what better way is to have you explain it. Enjoy the rest of your night. And if Doug contacts me and says he wants to come on, we're doing a show with Doug Matthews. Let him speak for himself.
I'd love to. My first question is, but never mind. We'll keep them guessing. Thank you.
Enjoy your night. Thanks, Attorney Johnson.
You folks have a great evening. Bye-bye.
You too.
We had a on the exclusive Tonya Burns hotline. We had a message that we can play real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's play this. Gotta get it.
Oh Lord, I'm afraid. I don't know what this is, y'all.
Out of town, yes. Doug always get up on that podium. Every big lady ought to sue him. Tonya Burns ought to sue him. Every Whippy Carter ought to sue him. And many people in the state of Flint to sue him. That's all I got to say.
Okay. Who was? I don't know who that was.
I have no clue.
All right. So listen, the views are not the views of the Tonya Burns show. But look, she said what she said and she meant what she said. Okay. All right. So listen, anybody else want to call in? Because listen, y'all can chime in because I have not processed tonight. I do not look at the comments. I've had a couple talks with producer Jay and Sheena Beckton. Stephanie called and said she can't watch counsel no more. And I haven't had a lot of time in between. People said, why did you stay? Is this a call for the question? I stay because I'm elected. I'm going to do my job. Also, I'm going to put on the record the truth. The fact that he's saying that I took his phone is just a blatant lie. It's just a lie. He's trying to present and say, in my opinion, and I sent you 2 emails. Can you put those emails up? I know I didn't plan this. I ain't playing nothing but Attorney Johnson was all I planned for. And I didn't plan for this council meeting today at 4:00. So yes, Candace was rude. No, you can't keep taking the floor like she's doing. What she likes to do is gaslight you, get you mad, cuss her out, and which she wants you to do it or to get up and leave. No. You still didn't know them rules, Candace. You didn't know that what you shouldn't have did was when you do an appeal of the chair that you need to get a second. When she's so hateful into trying to make these. Did I send that to you, producer Jay? When you are a hateful person, I mean, at some point you got to pay the piper for being nasty. And she had to do that. I mean, and I'm not there for that with her. Yeah. Okay. So thank you. So there's one before then. So like I stated, and I don't want people to set up, and I'm hearing lies, so disappointed from some of the people in our community and from some of the Black men who are not supporting her and have stuff. I'm not putting anything in their head. First time I talked to her, I told everybody I got two emails. I didn't know. And they sent them to Jerry Winfrey Carter too, but it didn't go to her because they didn't put the hyphen in her name. And so first, it says first word counseling wanted for domestic violence for July 10th, video and other evidence of his grimy way. He may be on Coleman Boulevard hiding. This was literally the email that I got. This is what I got. Now there in this one, I tell you, when I told you I got what I did I say 713 or 813. So let's put the other one up. And so this is the other 813 and 839. So this is the first one. Councilman Leonel Alameen is wanted for domestic violence, July 10, 2025. He may be on Coleman. This is all I got. I text back. I don't know what you're referring to, but if you need some assistance and I can help you, whatever, then here is my number. That is the first time, July 10th, that I spoke to the survivor, Kiki, and her mother. I did not know them. That was the first time. I stated what I said. I'm proving what I said. And here it is. These are the 2 emails. And I sent back and they called me. See, here's the thing. Some people will say something like, he said, oh, I stole this phone. It's not your phone. It's the city phone. And I'm not stealing the phone. How did the phone get in her hands? How did the phone get to me? Let's follow the process. Well, I got 2 emails. I got 2 emails. Guess what about y'all? Domestic violence. It's not political. It's real. I don't care if anybody call me and I can help you. I'm going to help you if I can. If I can, I'm going to try to get you to where you can get some help. So the 2 emails came in. I emailed back, call me, because this was kind of cryptic to me. I told everyone they were strange. They were different. So I get the email. So she calls back, her mother and her tell me what happened, what's going on. I said, you need to go to the hospital. I told everybody I went to the hospital. She's telling me what happened. She told me that he had her, I believe, on the ground or whatever, and he had her phone. He wouldn't let go of her phone. When she was on the ground, she was holding her phone. In order to get him off her, she threw her phone. When she threw her phone, she grabbed his phone. And it happened to be his city cell phone to call 911. Now, here's the thing. If you don't want your phone to be make someone to call for domestic violence on your 911, don't put your hands on them. She was trying to seek refuge. She was trying to seek help. She was trying to get out of a dangerous situation. And the only phone available to her was Councilman Leon L. Alamene's city cell phone at that time. Period. So when she decided she was leaving, I told her, she was getting some threats. She felt threatened. And I told her, I said, what I will do, I said, let me call the city clerk and contact the city attorney, as I did in July. And I took them the phone. I did. So him stating too, which he sent to TV 12 and sent the picture to them stating that was my phone she had. Dude, you lie so much. It's just amazing to me because his phone is like in the outer box. It was my phone, my phone. He sent this picture and told me, so she put, that was my phone. No, I used my phone to say she called. I didn't even have your phone there. Didn't even have it. Didn't even have it. And so when we talk about the lies that he believes with himself, he does have your phone. And then when I'm being asked who's, I said, no, that's not. I said, that is my phone. That's not his phone. This is how first time I heard from Kiki and her mother was through these emails. She needed help. And see, the problem is when now she's got hundreds of people supporting her and he's mad, in my opinion, because she's got support. You don't hit women, allegedly or whatever, but the reports state he did. We're reading the reports. The report from the police department states that she had bruises or lacerations on her neck. There was hair on the floor. And we've got what David Layton said. Can we pull that one back up? Because he seems to be oblivious to what the Genesee County prosecutor is charging him with. He wants this to go away. He calls this. He has nobody to blame but himself. Nobody to blame but himself. He brought everyone in his business. He did. I'm not putting anything in her head other than, look, you're worthy, you're smart, you're intelligent. That's what I'm saying to her. I'm building her up like she should be built up by the men in her life. I'm building her up, telling her she's courageous. I'm building her up, telling her she's beautiful. I'm building her up and telling her you deserve better than that. I'm building her up and telling her that what you are going through today is not what you will be going through 2 years or 5 years. I'm telling her that you are stronger than you think you are. I'm telling her that when you need strength, you pray to the Lord and stand on your faith, that he will give you strength. So this is what I'm telling her. And that when you can't do it, I'm praying to God for you, to make sure, Kiki, that you got people who are going to surround you and that God is going to provide a hedge of protection around you and protect you from the crown of your head to the bottom of your feet. That's what I'm sowing into her. So to all the individuals who with their mental illness, as far as I'm concerned, trying to say something else is being sown, I'm sowing life into her, not strangling her and taking it away. I'm not abusing her. I want her to be 100% okay. I want her to thrive. I'm doing what I should do as a person that's old enough to be her mother, as keep her encouraged. Make sure she knows there are people out here who love you and you are worthy of being loved. You are a beautiful person. When somebody beating you down, cussing you out, telling you I'm going to blow your mouth out, calling you all kind of bees and holes, what kind of man does that? What kind of man does that? And what makes you accept that if you haven't seen it in your life from some other man that should have been a role model to you? What makes you accept that when you are accepting this and men are able to talk to you unless you've seen it growing up, that this is the type of behavior? And what happens with men who abuse women? Their sons are more likely to beat women. Their daughters are more likely to be abused by a man. They're more likely to. So when you put your hands on somebody, you're putting your hands on somebody's daughter. Would have never met Kiki. We wouldn't have met Kiki. The Color of Law Coalition women wouldn't have met Kiki. The friends, the women, the men who were supporting her wouldn't have met Kiki. And she never had made that call to 911 and sent these emails for help. How dare you try to turn something, Leon and Alameen, that was to help something that you caused. You created that chaos, that havoc, that destruction. You created that. How dare you? Now, if you may think that some women may walk in fear, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. She's hurting. She's hurt. She's been hurting for years. Nobody put nothing in her head, but we know that somebody put their hands on her face and her head. Somebody strangled her. Now we look at who the person is, who's being charged with domestic violence. Leon is. Who does she live with? Leon. He's got 2 charges. Do you can find the TV 12 one? Because this is what the Tennessee County prosecutor state. He's charged with a felony and he's charged with a misdemeanor. You brought Kiki into our lives. Leon, you did. And you brought her into my life in a way where she was broken down, when she was told she wasn't worthy, when she couldn't pick her head up. You mentally, spiritually, physically, she's tired. And so when you try to say a phone, that phone, the city phone, because it's not your phone, Kiki used to call 911 to save her life. Thank you. Let's play this.
City council member is facing assault charges tonight after being accused of punching and choking a woman on Thursday. Genesee County Prosecutor David Layton said that Leon Alameen, Flint's first ward councilman, faces charges of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder by strangulation, which is a felony, along with the misdemeanor charge of domestic violence. Prosecutor Layton says Mount Morris Township Police responded to a call for help from a woman who had locked herself in the bathroom and called 911.
She said that he had choked her. He said that she said he had hit her in the face, and she said that he had pulled her by the hair and pulled out some hair. So the police responded. They found some marks on her neck, bruising on her face, and brought the information to our office. And we have issued a 2-count warrant.
El Alameen has not yet been arraigned. Stay with ABC 12 for the latest on this case.
So this is what the prosecutor stated. It's not Tonya Burns' words. This is from the evidence that he's received. He's looked at the preliminary evidence, and that he's looked at it from the police and from the hospital. Keep your hands off of women. If you don't get along with them, you don't like women, leave them alone. Whatever your issue is, go get fixed. Fix yourself. Go get some help. But don't put your hand on no woman, because now she got women supporting her and men supporting her from everywhere. What you did was just grow Kiki family. People are supporting her. And her mom is on here, Janaz. Hey, Janaz. Janaz was there, and her and I sat next to each other in the examination room. Her mom was angry. She said some of the things as a mom that I would have said and thought. Her mom came and spoke at that podium. And so when you talk about how somebody makes it through this, Kiki's going to have a range of emotion like most women. And there's the process. We've talked about it. After someone has beat you, usually, or assaulted you, there's a cycle. They're going to be sorry. First, you made me do that. You triggered me, but I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to make it better. You want to go get that purse or those shoes, or you want to take that trip. I'm sorry. I love you. I just love you. And I shouldn't have did it. I'm not going to never do it again until it happens again, because it's a cycle of abuse. They isolate you. They tell you you're not worthy. Matter of fact, let's play the video of what he stated to her. Can we play that? When you find this, pop it up. Yeah, and I literally, when you hear that, it triggered me, and it triggers so many women. It triggered me for things that I know that. Go ahead, play it.
It's not the right one. Give me a second.
So y'all listen, click like and share and subscribe. Hit that like button, and also donate to Cash App $ Producer J 1987, because without him and without you, I cannot bring you these things. Because Flint, sometimes we think is not a real place, like tonight, which was crazy. And so here's the thing. Look, you can at the bottom of the crawl, Cash App $ Producer J 1987. Here's the thing with Kiki. She didn't call me probably thinking I was going to help her 100%. And I want people to know, if any of us did that, or any elected official, it's automatically political, because it's politics and you're an elected official. That doesn't matter. It's so much stuff going on behind the scene that dealing with her, I don't share, because it's private for her. It's private what she's going through. It's private as God is restoring her. It's private for her. And so when people don't see this, it's not political. If you don't tell me you need help, I can't help you. But I am not the YWCA hotline. I will get you to it, which I got her to it. I got her the services. I used the people and asked my friends, I need you to please help her. When I'm calling you at 1:30 in the morning, they know I'm calling on some business. If I'm calling you, and when they calling me, I know it's some business. We ain't got to say hello when you calling me that, or, okay, what's going on? We can do hellos later. And so everybody that has helped her, Jamaica Patrick, Mayor Weaver, Sheena, Stephanie, Debbie, Diane, we had Beverly. I mean, we had, Tonya Jones. And Tonya Jones Tonya go from 1 to 1,000, and you only go up to 10. I mean, these are, and I can say, Taylor was so helpful because she worked at the Y. She worked there. And so it triggers Taylor when she sees what's happening, because the system is broken. It's broken. And you bring broken women to a system that's broken. She thought she could trust some people, and she found out she couldn't trust people. She found that out. And there's so many people who have said that Kiki's story is their story, or my cousin, my sister, my whatever. But make sure it is not political for me, because I could be doing something else. This doesn't bring me nothing but grief. It's not easy for me. Was she going through the stuff on the backside? I didn't even have time to tell y'all, because you know what? I want to make sure Kiki is okay. I would never exploit her. Like I told everyone, I said I would never have her on my show. Never. I told her to journal what she's going through, because there's so many women. I had a meeting, and at the meeting, I think there was 10 women. Only one woman had not experienced at that table at some point been a victim of domestic violence. Only one. 10 women, only one. Out of 10, 9 women had experienced it. Kiki has a road to healing. And she's finding herself and her voice. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's beautiful. And she's finding herself. And what happens with abusers? They get mad when you find yourself. Now, she's going through a stage, and part of the stage, when you come out of something, you go through, and there's no time limit or the process. You know, you become angry. You become angry with the person that your abuser. And you know, she's went through that part or going through it. She has a mother who loves her. She has a best friend that she implicitly trusts. She loves her children. She's restoring herself. And we have to hold her up and encourage her. And we have to show up for Kiki, because Kiki is somebody's child. Kiki is somebody's mother. Kiki is somebody's friend. Kiki is somebody's cousin. Kiki today is a survivor. She's a survivor of domestic violence, and she needs everyone's support. She's going through a lot. I can handle it. They can shoot them shells. She took my phone and counsel them. Well, you already proved yourself to be a liar. I didn't take your phone. It's a city phone. So 1, your statement is wrong. 2, you said you got your phone last week, 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago. Maybe you're not good at math, but you was in the streets before, so you should be able to calculate numbers, weight, and other things. So you should be able to. And so you had it in July. The clerk said it. So go play with somebody else and play in traffic, but don't play with me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to fiercely be protective of Kiki, as if her mother is. And her mother was so brave to step there and speak, to say what you're not going to do to my child. And she needs people to, and she watches those meetings, to speak for her until she has the courage to come to that podium and speak for herself. She needs people to speak for her until she can do it for herself. So he keep coming up with stuff. One, he signed the PPO that is a non-resident that lives in Mount Morris Township. How in the hell is he sitting there and he keeps signing PPOs like he handing out Willy Wonka tickets, and he don't live? He's signing. I'm attesting that every statement is true. That's what it means when you're signing your signature, that you don't live there at all. You live in I guess that's your true address. And so let me say this. I pray for her renewal and for her happiness, and that she will really find herself and come out of this. And she's on a great start. And it don't mean every day for her is good, because it's not. But every day she wake up and she finds purpose. Kiki is finding purpose in the drive she's going through. She's got purpose. So she's going to need everyone's support. She's going to need it. So if you want to speak, come speak for Kiki. Every single council meeting, give Kiki, speak to Kiki in that mic for words of encouragement. If you don't want to speak against Councilman Leon L. Alameen and what the Genesee County prosecutor has charged him with, then speak for Kiki at that mic. Let her name be heard in those chambers. She is worthy and she has purpose. You were coming in, Producer Jay.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were. So listen, we're gonna take a couple calls. So can't put the call. Look, also, y'all, the $, donate to Cash App, $, Producer J 1987. Shinda B says it is up to people need to comment that it's not a justified PPO. He doesn't live in Flint, and she never was served. No, I was never served. I mean, the paper showed I was never served. They didn't even try to serve me. But when you put a whole PPO on to play the PPO game, you affected my life, Leon. You did. And I don't take that kindly. Producer Jay.
Hello.
Hey, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
I remain anonymous. I'm calling out of town.
Okay, anonymous. Go ahead.
Leon ain't no pride at yourself. So he's a narcissist, gaslighting with bipolar, schizophrenic, psychotic features. Liddell is the right person for him. He got a woman body, and the Ward 3 person, she the Jolly Green Giant. Judy with the black feet, she ain't no good. Candace Luchette with the cat lipstick, she got the nerve to say she ain't going against domestic violence. She don't have no kids. And her father was abusive to everybody. Make it make sense.
Well, and to me, the lack of sensitivity, and let me say this, if it was one of my colleagues on the other side that I may not be, I don't kiki it up with them. If this happened to them, I would support them the same way. I would.
The state I live in, I'm always on the city council.
Mm-hmm.
I watch you straight up with no chaser, just like me. If a man touch me, I'm going to be an Edward Scissorhand over him. Leon Alameen, I remember watching the news on Perfect. He went to the house, he had evicted a person from with a gun. Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, make it make sense. And the mayor, oh boy, he can't have feet. He ain't 4 foot tall, is he? I don't get it. It's corruption all over. 5 felonies in the people household and we the people hostage. Weaponizing the police.
Well, caller, look, we got another caller coming in. Thank you for calling. We're going to take the next call. Thank you. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is King's mom.
Hey, Janice, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Again, I'm letting everybody know. I'm letting the world know. I'm Janae Jackson. I'm calling from Flint, Michigan. Huh?
I'm listening.
And I want everybody to know. Leon will see my face until they remove him for that council. again, like I said, we fighting a demon that never should have been there, period. But he met his match for Kiki's mom. Because I'm not scared of him. I don't know about the other women. But I'm not the one he want to play with. That day when I stated he should have never put his hands on my child, I meant what I said. I meant it. And when I called him the demon from hell, and he held his head down. When I called him that demon, he looked at me eye to eye. But I will be at every meeting fighting for my child. Every meeting. And for these rumors going out talking about she's scorned, she bitter. No, Kiki's not bitter. Kiki's not scorned. Kiki's loved by many. And she mostly loved by her mother that will have her back through thick and thin. And I just wanted to put that out there. And I'll see y'all at that meeting.
All right, Miss Janice. Look, I appreciate it. It's a mom with a mom. People don't understand. You got to a point. We were sitting in the examination room. You were getting noticeably upset, as any parent would.
I was getting upset because Julie said he is innocent until proven guilty. What do y'all don't understand? He said it. It's on a recording, instant and text. If you had not done anything, why were you on a run? Why did it took for the police to catch you? If you hadn't done that, you would have turned yourself in like a man. But he's not a man. He's a boy in a man's body. He could never be a man. He could never ever be a man because he's not a male. He's not a man. Period. And yes, I am angry. Yes, I am.
I think any mother would. You have to watch them completely examine your daughter in the hospital. You were at the house, and you took her to the hospital. We met at the front door, and you were angry. I mean, it has to see that, and to see her talk and not able to finish it, and to break down, to cry as she's rebuilding her life. You know, she has things which trigger her. You know, and she still has to function. She still has to get up every day and take care of herself and do what she needs to do. But, you know, keep showing up, because that's what I would do if it was my child. Keep showing up and speak for Kiki so that Kiki's name is heard. We need justice for Kiki. She deserves it. It's owed to her. Anything else you want to say before you close, Janez?
I just want to say, you know, I'm not looking at the city of Flint, but I want to thank Mount Morris for stepping in, because I see that she wouldn't have got no justice with the Flint police. I really want to thank Mount Morris, because my baby could have been dead. Then what? He would have still been innocent until proven guilty. And again, like I said, I will be at every meeting. He will see my face. He will know who I am. He met his match. He met Kiki's mom. And on that hand, like he called me Miss Janez, no, he met Squeak now.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Like I said, I don't play about my kids. I don't play about my grandchildren.
As
So
you should.
thank everybody. And I want to make this clear. I don't go for bad. I don't go for bad. But I will protect my children and grandchildren at every means necessary. And that means Leon Alameen. Let me clear it up. Wayne Leon Wilson.
That's his real name. Okay.
Yes, his name is Wayne Leon Wilson.
Okay. Well, interesting. So Wayne, Miss Janez is serious about her daughter, as any mother should be. And we asking every meeting for people to show up, wear purple, speak for Kiki, speak against domestic violence. We're asking you to show up. So Janez, anytime you want to come on, you just pop on in. Or if you want me to open up the lines and I'm not opening them up, you let me know. You welcome to, just you got my number, call me. And I did not know she was going to be on here either. She did not call me. But you are welcome to always come on to speak. As I pray for Kiki and I pray for you, because Kiki's going to get her strength from you. She's going to need you, and she's going to need her family. So I'm gonna let you off. Look, enjoy the rest of your night, Janez, and I will talk with you. All right, bye-bye. The views of this show are not the views of the show. It is the views of the callers. Is not the views of the Tonya Burns Show. Disclaimer. Is there another caller?
Yes, Dom Springfield. I just want to say, Tonya, you keep defending yourself against these nasty people. These are some nastiest people I've ever seen in my life. They are ridiculous. And Adele with her Tyler Perry wig wearing self, this is getting outrageous. Seriously, it's hard to watch. Because that other Candace girl with that red lipstick and the way she talks to people, ain't nobody being disrespectful to her, but it's just sad that you got to go back and forth with a person just because they disagree with you. She interrupted you several times during when you was talking for no reason. When she could have just let you say what you had to say during your time, and then say something. Maybe it's as easy as simple as that. If you disagree, you disagree. But y'all using y'all's power and weaponizing y'all's power just to make yourself look like y'all in the right, and y'all just look terrible up there.
Right, and here's the thing, and you're correct. Now, the to interrupt, there has to be a rule broken. There was no rule broken for interrupt. She interrupted because I said it was 1.5 million. It was not. She interrupted because she wanted to interrupt because she's the chair. That's a dangerous person. She's dangerous and ridiculous because it wasn't in the packet. Just as Reverend Flynn's daughter's wife stated, it wasn't. The conversation we hadn't had. 1.5 million wasn't in there when they wanted the 300,000. Because why would we give them 300,000 and they were getting 1.5 million? I'm not asleep at the wheel. And she can do all that hooping and hollering. I'm not going for it. No.
And they always want to say, okay, well, it was already presented, or it was presented in this meeting, and you should have it and all that. It wasn't at this meeting. So you should bring all the evidence that you have and be able to present your case to the council as a whole, not just them 5 folks up there or the 2 that got the control. And it's just unfortunate that it has to get to that, you know what I'm saying, where everybody deserves. I feel like as y'all being council, y'all deserve to make sense of why y'all gonna vote the way y'all gonna vote.
Well, I appreciate it, caller. These lines are burning up, but call back in. Let me take a couple more calls. Thank you. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Look, y'all.
My name is Miss T from Memphis, and I just wanted to say I've been watching you guys a long time, and sitting in the rear, y'all have gotten me involved in politics here in Memphis, and I ain't going. But I want to say this to Kiki. I'm a product of domestic violence. I was married for 16 years, and it never stopped. It never stopped.
Sorry.
I left many of times, had a daughter, didn't want my daughter to grow up to think that this is the way men supposed to treat women. So I kept leaving. He kept luring me back in with different things, and I'm thinking it'll stop. Once it stopped a whole year. But when I went back, it started right back again. So it never stopped. Leon, that bastard, he is full of it. And I'm trying to keep it clean because I'm very sensitive to domestic violence because I am a product of it. And I can't stand it. And matter of fact, what love got to do with it was my favorite movie because I could sympathize with Tina Turner, what she went through. Because at that time, I was going through.
And that limo, when she whooped his tail, when she got there and she went to that hotel. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
That my scene, and that was when she was in the limo, in the back of the limo. He hit her, and she fought back. And she went in that hotel and didn't have no money. And she said, "This is all I got, but my name is Tina Turner." And they let her stay there.
That's right. And that's the way I feel. And I feel bad for Kiki, but you can come back strong from there because I'm going to tell you, they beat you down. They beat you down. They try to make you feel guilty, but they be envious and jealous of you. That's all it is. Like when he was calling her all those names, how can he look at himself? He got hips. He has hips like a woman, need a girdle. So how the hell he gonna call her fat? You understand? See, that's what they do. When they insecure about themselves, they beat you down by talking about you and try to lower your self-esteem. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, baby, I had self-esteem out this world. And you gotta pick yourself up by your bootstraps, put your big girl drawers on, and you stand and you fight. Don't let him beat you down and make you come tell you and have other people reaching out to you saying, don't do him like this. You know he on city council. Because that's what the hell they do. And he sends the most vulnerable person to you that he know you are fall to. You are fall weak to. So I'm begging you, please, whatever you do not let nobody talk you into dropping this case. Don't let him talk you into it because that's what he's going to do. He's going to send any and everybody to you to tell you to drop it. Don't drop it, baby, because he's going to get you. He's going to get you again. If he lure you in with money, they ain't going to do it no more. I heard it all. Bought me a car, put me in a new house, and nothing changed. Nothing changed. Had 5 vehicles in the driveway at one time. Nothing ever changes, baby. Nothing. No money, material things. I didn't even have to work. But you know what? I've been away from him for about 20 years now. Been doing it on my own. Single black woman and mother. Been doing it. Purchased my own house 5 years ago. Going strong. Buy me whatever I want because I got a credit score of 800 plus. Understand what I'm saying? So you can do it. Because if I did it, you can do it. Because he had me so beat down and so weak. I was so weak that I did whatever he said. And I believed everything he said. But it never stopped. It never stopped. I was drugged. I got a dent in my head from him busting my head. Got a dent in my nose from where he damn near broke my nose. Do you understand? Slammed me into a refrigerator and knocked my shoulder out of place. Broke my humerus bone in my shoulder. You understand? It never stops. Broke my ribs several times. Baby, it never stops. It gets worse. So don't let nobody talk you into not dropping this case. Don't drop this. You fight. and you stand still and know that God got you. God got you, because, baby, I've been praying for you, because I'm you, you are me. Thank you, Miss Burns. I appreciate you letting me get that out.
Listen, thank you for sharing it. And I know them prayers go to heaven. Look, you got an applause. Thank you. Caller, producer, we got the next caller.
I hung up.
Okay. So listen, thank you for sharing. You can tell, I'm going to tell you something. I've been around enough people. That was her testimony. That was her story. When she talked about being slammed against the refrigerator, her nose almost being broken, a dent in her head. She was a victim, now survivor. And Kiki needs people to support her. Kiki needs people who are going to tell her that you got to protect you and yours, and you are stronger than you think you are. She needs everyone to help her. If you won't hear, you can inbox, you can email a letter to me, and I've got the other ones that I've taken over, but you can send a letter and I'll take them to the prosecutor. Speak against the domestic violence. Help Kiki. Carla, what's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing, Counselor Burns? This is Anthony Jones calling from Houston, Texas.
Hey, how are you doing? And thank you for calling.
Well, and yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You know what? That's pretty good with all you have to go through and put up with out there. That's a good to hear. Really good to hear. You're not coughing and all that stuff you were doing last week when you were on live. So I'm glad that you're feeling better as well.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm not, and it wasn't even that bad. It was worse days before. It was terrible.
No, but you know what? Because this is going to be politics. So honestly, I don't even want to have that conversation. But I guess my call to you is, y'all might have to start playing dirty along with them somehow. Because honestly, playing fair and trying to do things by the book doesn't work. And I know, y'all put things in and wrote to certain people and trying to get some stuff going on, but they're not moving fast. Why they continue to get away with all this crookedness, And I hope that something turns in the best way possible for y'all, so y'all can kind of get control and gain control. Because today's show, when they have their fire there, their attitudes completely change, and they get super aggressive and get angry and just say and treat y'all any type of way. And put everybody out.
Absolutely. Just blatantly disrespectful.
Oh, absolutely.
Just nasty.
They had them nasty. They take off and, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm going to start doing? Taking their videos and putting them and sharing them. Clips of them being nasty. Yep. Candace nasty little clips. Oh, yeah. You can take the floor if there was a rule broken. She asking me what rule. I got the floor. What rule are you talking about? A non-opinion with a non-fact? Bless me. We didn't have 1.5 million that last packet. It's a lie. Why? Because he asked for $300,000. Now he's got 1.5 million. That changes everything about the whole business plan. It's not the same. And she's ignorant. She's ignorant.
So I guess my question to y'all, what can y'all do differently? Can y'all hire your own lawyer or whatever, and then have them charge the city to represent y'all and file some of this stuff in other places?
I have a meeting this week, and once I get that information, I'm gonna let everybody know, because he doesn't live there. He should have been removed. Every single vote that he makes should be subject to being reversed. He is a non-resident, known one. I've said it on the record. Why the hell is he in that seat? He's a distraction. He should have ran for city council in Mount Morris Township. He keeps putting that address down on that paper.
And the thing is, like, they don't even care when y'all say he's in that address. Like, the Vena didn't budge, the city attorneys didn't budge, the president, nobody. They don't say anything. They just let it keep going.
Because everybody's afraid of losing their jobs.
Yeah.
They have said it before, but the rumor mill is, they've told Davina they're going to get rid of her. Guaranteed the city attorney is being told by the mayor because she was appointed by the mayor. That's how he operates.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, I mean, you can tell he's running everything, you know. There's something you all can do to sit there and hope something changes up from this and election next year. So, you know, we're going to be praying for you all. And hopefully, you know, some things will happen here soon.
No, I appreciate you calling in. I do, and sharing your thoughts. I do.
No problem. No problem.
Enjoy your, look, in Texas, everything's bigger. Look, enjoy your evening. Hey, producer Jay, they said it was I haven't seen it. That they did ABC 12 put up the thing. I haven't seen it. He did tell her I stole his phone. That was his phone. It was my phone. And it was the same phone that I had put up. It was my phone that I put up along with his rental receipt. He does not live at 606. It is allegedly or said someone else is living at that house. Someone else is. And it's not him. So I don't know where he lived. Well, he stated he lived at 3375. So I'm gonna see if I can listen. The views of this show are not the views of the Tonya Burns Show. Just to let everybody know, these are the callers and their opinions. Caller, is that someone calling in? Tonya, it's hard. Okay, there you go. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
My name is Tonya Walker, and I'm a domestic survivor over 35 years ago. And I pick my boots up, and I fix myself up, and I keep myself together at all times. I remember when we was in the house and he threw a ceramic bowl and hit my arm, and I got battle scars to show. But every time I look at my battle scars, it reminds me what I'm not going to deal with.
And how long ago was it for you? And I'm sorry that happened to you.
5 years ago.
And you can remember like it was yesterday.
I can remember like it was yesterday. I got a split across the top of my forehead. Across the top of my head, where he beat me with a crowbar and tried to kill me outside of my house. And I got up in the house, and I had to wake my daughters up, and blood was all over them. And all through the house because I was fighting for my life. Not only did he do me like that, he did his wife and put her on the railroad tracks, and just so happened that a passerby was coming and got her off the railroad tracks before the train came, but she would have been dead also. So is in his DNA. He's still around here torturing somebody. I don't know who.
They don't stop. They literally don't stop. And people think,
continue. Whatever woman that they with, they continue because they not a man themselves, but they won't buck up with a real man. They demonize women or try to tear them down. And the same people that care for them to help them stand on their feet, then they want to just tear you down. I don't know. I don't know what kind of spirit that is, but you know, because I was just explaining to my girlfriend last night. I said I ain't got this gun because I that I needed it. I'm after someone. I got this because I don't know if that idiot gonna come back for me later on down the line. But I put it on the record when we went to court. I don't care what their name is. If they raise their hand at me now, they're not gonna have one. That's how fed up I am. So I just have to protect myself. And I hate it for my girls to have to see me go through that. But it made them to be aware at their age as being grown that they're not going to tolerate that. And that was the blessing in it all. So
Well, congratulations
I
from
want to share
victim.
that and tell Kiki, you keep your head up because you can make it through this. And what that woman said about he can give you everything and he ain't gonna stop. She telling the truth. Yeah, he gonna be sending people because his mother, because I could have sent his mother to prison, and his sister came, and his mother brought money over here, asked me how much money. I said, if you don't get away from my house, I said, you don't have enough money because I love my life. And I could have just told the prosecutor that she had contacted me when none of his family was supposed to contact me. Him and the mother and the sister contacted me. I could have had both of them locked up, but I didn't. I just wanted him to get reform and stay away from me. And he and hopefully that he got reform and he has stayed away from me thus far because I meant what I said. And I'm not a harsh person. I kind of stay to myself, and I just watch, and I watch Candace. Who can tell her that she's wrong? Because she's wrong on a whole bunch of levels. Who can tell her to get out? Because she's abusing her
position and power.
Working? Yes. But who can tell her? Because she wrong. The way she was talking to you tonight, she wrong. Come on, we don't respect.
And you gonna give me a warning, and I have the floor.
Yeah.
She wrongly took the floor. I have the floor.
Yep.
She interrupted my time, which is wrong. The chair can say if there was a rule broken. There wasn't. She wants to hear herself. But I'm gonna start taking a little nasty clips, a little nasty attitude, and we're gonna share them because people need to see. It's terrible. It's deplorable. It's deplorable, and she is unhinged. Now they can take this little part. Yes, she is deplorable and unhinged. There was no rule broken. They didn't have 1.5 million when the packet first came out. She took my time, but she wanted me to cuss her out. I'm not giving you that. I don't even like you like that to give you that. No, he didn't have 1.5 million.
That power. And don't
absolutely. I ain't leaving. Look, and I'm gonna come. I'm gonna check Leon.
I was saying to myself, I said, now who can put her out? Because she's telling her not to be nasty or disrespectful to your colleague, but you doing the same thing that you asked her not to do, but you doing it. Make it make sense. You doing to others as you want done unto you, period.
That part.
When you get to a certain age and a certain maturity level, you just doing to others as you want done unto you. You don't want that done to you, so don't do it to Miss Burns. She does a great job.
Well, thank you. But I'm here for the people. But I want to tell you this before we get off. Thank you for sharing your story, because these are stories that help people and help Kiki. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
What you went through.
You're also welcome. And if Kiki need me, tell her I'm here for her. I have nothing but peace in my life now because I got rid of all that buffoonery. Stuff that don't make no sense. And then she gonna have to clear her circle too. Because to some of the people that's probably around her that's gonna be telling her, go back. No, it ain't no go back. Because the next time you might not make it out. And we don't want that. Don't never go back. Anytime a man hits you, you better believe it the first time. You don't need a second hit to believe it. Believe it the first time.
Well, I appreciate you calling and congratulations for making it out and thank you for sharing your story. It's not
look, every time you come on, I don't care what I'm doing. When that dean come up, say that Tonya Burns on, I stop whatever I'm doing because I'm watching.
But I appreciate you. And right now it's Kiki's story, but one day I'm gonna tell you mine, and I'm gonna share with everybody and why I fight so hard for Kiki. And
I already know. just like you had said, you had 10 women and 9 of them have been in then had some kind of form of abuse. And that's probably what's wrong with Candace. She probably is abused and don't know how to really grasp love. Because they're young and they think they right. That's what they're doing is not right. It's not right on so many different levels.
Well, look, the phone line's burning up now, but you got to call back in. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? The chat is burning up.
All right, they hung up.
They hung up. Listen, so we're going to play because we need to be reminded. What does they calling back in? Listen, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hello.
Hi, is this the Tonya Burns show?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm Lucky and I'm calling from Flint.
Well, thank you, caller, for calling in. Share your thoughts. What's going on?
I just want to talk to Kiki. You got 2 options. You keep running and don't look back. And I mean, you got to run to the point where you do not accept anything anybody's saying to you that's connected to him. Because if you don't keep running, he's going to try to kill you. And I'm telling you this because my kid's daddy is dead. He had I'm the type of person, I was raised, nobody hit you. So it's not like I didn't fight back. You know how you get tired of fighting? And I said, I'm not going to fight no more. I'm going to leave you. I said, you stay away from me. Because if you don't, I said, I'm going to end up killing you. I didn't kill him. I left, was gone for so long. I wasn't with this man, Tonya. This man moved to Chicago, went over there, married some woman, started beating on her. Called me, want me to get him out of jail. I said, call your mammy. I said, because I know you did it. I know you put your hands on her. I said, I don't know if she fought back. I said, but I know you. I said, I'm not helping you do nothing. This is the day he knows. I'm taking our daughter back to college. You call me begging when you know I got to drop $5,000, but you begging from me. Long story short, time goes on. He's over in Chicago. He's steady being a criminal. He's sneaking back, doing stuff. You know that man came back here, shouldn't have been here. You know he snuck back here with the intent to kill me.
Oh, my God.
Our grandkids kill us all. I kept telling my kids, stay away. My oldest son did not know this man was in town. My son went to an event, and they got to cutting up and shooting, so he leaves. He driving down the street. His cousin them flag him down. A lot of people know this story, and they gossip, they talk, they point. They don't know what they're talking about. I let them talk. My son is in prison because he had to kill that man. That man thought he's driving down the street. His cousin stopped him. He told, hey, cuz, he didn't know they lived there. He stopped. His cousin's boyfriend called this man to tell him, your son here, trying to help him kill our son. Allegedly, my son left. They got to fighting though. He tried to stab him.
Oh my God.
And he said some ugly stuff about what he did to some other people. My son left, allegedly got a gun, went back, laid him out. He is dead. That man told my son, that's why I'm going to kill your, talking about me, your black A mama and all you in. Now, I normally don't do holidays, I stay away from them because, you know, I'm not very, as you know, I ain't healthy, so it takes a lot to cook. It's just too much. I decided to cook. My young son home from college. I got my daughter and her son here. My oldest son, he has his daughter with him, his girlfriend. Thank God his daughter left. His girlfriend's sister's house caught on fire, so they didn't witness it. But he knew they were going to come to my house when they got through. He planned on killing all of us in this house. So, Kiki, let me tell you something. Don't nobody love you that hit you.
Say it again.
Ain't nobody short of killing you that will hit you.
That part.
They'll take the entire family out. I'm just telling you, I need you to run. But how I kept being stronger because, see, I kept a job. You can't do nothing without a job because you need your own money. You need to be able to escape. But see, we would fight. He couldn't technically beat me because I'm the type, I'm going to get you with a weapon. Because I know I can't be the man that can stop you. I ran him over before and everything. You gotta run, Kiki. Don't look back. I don't care if that is your kid's daddy, whatever. It was mine too, but he wanted me dead and all of us. Run. Don't look back. I don't care what they say to you. I don't care who comes to you. I don't care how they laugh. Oh, because they laughed at me real bad. And some people still see me. They laugh, they point, and they think something funny. Those people used to laugh all the time. His family members, they would have family gatherings and they would laugh. Trust me, they're laughing at you. But they're not laughing anymore. A lot of them are crying. And I know y'all on here and you hear me. I don't care. That's my story. I survived.
Well, I'm sending you prayers.
Go back.
Thank you for sharing your story. And for Kiki. We know her mom is on here and she's probably on here too. But thank you for sharing it. Look, enjoy the rest of your night and thank you for sharing. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, Producer Jay, you put up something and we're going to cover a couple things. Can you hear me? So let's play I haven't seen, let's play the Channel 12 thing first. I haven't seen it. And then I'll read the statement.
20 seconds.
You got it. He wanted 20 seconds. Look.
20 seconds.
You got a caller now. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Listen, the lines have been on fire. Dun, 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 dun. Fire. So he asked for 20. What are you doing with them 20 seconds? What is he doing with 20 seconds? So listen, if you are a victim of domestic violence, there is help. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Look, I wasn't called, but who brought that up? Was it Texas? Go ahead.
Your caller just called in, but this app has so many ads on it, so I couldn't exit out. But so the 20 seconds starts now. So give me 20 seconds.
Okay.
The caller hung up.
Okay, thank you. Listen, you got me working day and night. Listen, thank you to each of caller calling back. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
All right, they hung up again.
Okay, well, you said you needed 20 seconds and then he's going to be ready to get everything ready. Listen, some of these stories, not all of them are traumatic. You hear very real stories with very real people's experiences, being hit with a tire iron, being hit in the head, broken pelvis, having to run somebody over to save your life, someone who know that they were coming to kill you and hurt and harm your family. Domestic violence is serious, and a lot of it goes unreported. It goes unreported. If you are a victim of domestic violence, please call the domestic violence hotline. You'll reach out to me. Any resources I can guide you to, I will absolutely do that. That's for anyone who needs it. I will absolutely direct them to you. So we're watching this together. Let's do it.
Tonight, a feud inside Flint City Council chambers now spilling into public record after one council member filed a personal protection order against another. ABC 12's Tonya Jordan spoke to a political science expert to see how this will impact future city council meetings.
Councilman Leon L. Elamine filed this personal protection order against Councilwoman Tonya Burns back in March. And during a recent council meeting, Burns left early after finding out about the PPO.
Just the image of having to file these kind of court orders really reduces the public image of the council in the eyes of the public.
Political science expert Paul Rosicki added that these issues also lead to residents distrusting and lacking confidence in their elected officials. Councilman Leon L. Elamine confirmed the PPO, saying he found it necessary to file against a fellow councilwoman and 3 other individuals due to ongoing harassment that directly affects his ability to fulfill his duties. He was unavailable to go on camera, but explained to me over the phone that his privacy was invaded when images of his personal property and family's home were shared on social media. And when he says his city cell phone was allegedly stolen by Councilwoman Burns.
I did have it. I had it for a reason. When the domestic violence victim that he's charged with the felony and misdemeanor asked me if I would take it to the city clerk. That phone has been turned in since July. To make sure, because it's city property.
Burns showed me a message from the city clerk confirming that information. In a statement sent to my email, the councilman further explained his reasoning for filing the PPO, saying in part, quote, "Such actions are not merely personal grievances. They represent a disruption to the professional atmosphere required for city council members to work collaboratively for the benefit of our constituents. The harassment I have experienced diverts my attention from important city business and compromises the integrity of our council's work."
Clearly, it's going to hurt their ability to work together. And unfortunately, this has been the pattern for so long in the city council, where you've had friction of one kind or another.
It's not clear yet how city council will navigate the order, but for now, the spotlight is on how elected officials will move forward with city business while sorting through personal issues. In Flint, Tonya Jordan, ABC 12 News.
I don't think I like that one because she didn't the true essence. He lied. I didn't steal his phone. I'm not particular to Paul Rosicki because here it is. You have a person who was a returning citizen, got a second chance, clean slate, got his record expunged. We have the issue with Sharnetta Wakes, Kiki. He files and abuses the protection order system, and this is what they come up with. Yeah, I don't even like that. Tonya, that one was not a good piece of yours. It was not, because she found out he lied to her during that time. He told her, "I stole the phone." I said, "I didn't steal that phone. I didn't. Not at all." I wouldn't have the phone when they clipped it up if he hadn't been charged with a felony with domestic violence. I wouldn't have. Absolutely. But here's the thing. How does the abuser become the victim? How does he become the victim? So I proved I didn't have the phone for that. I don't need your phone. I don't want one more phone. I got to answer. He is ridiculous. He's ridiculous. Now he's the victim. Well, I go to court on the 15th. I want it removed from my record. I was never served. I was never notified. He put an address with a non-resident. She should have put in there that the address was a non-resident address that didn't reside in the city of Flint. How you living and claiming this is your family being harassed? I ain't harassing you. How you claiming this, and you literally put on there an address in Mount Morris Township, and in the chart you got to live in the city of Flint. Anyways, the views in the chat are the views of the people who are sharing, and not the views of the Tonya Burns show. But y'all have a right to, you can say what you want to say. This is just, I mean, this dude, not only is he charged by Genesee County prosecutor with a felony for murder but less than strangulation, or strangulation less than murder, and a misdemeanor, and somehow he's the victim. That's amazing to me. And he's still lying. Now, he had said, I had his phone. Email stated he had the phone, was given back in July. He's a liar. He lied yet again. Liars gonna lie. That's what they gonna do. He chose not to go pick up his phone. He chose not to represent the First Ward residents. He chose that. He's a liar. And his problem is I'm standing up to him. His problem is I'm not allowing him to run me over. His problem is he don't respect women. His problem is he used to just saying little stories, little BS, and getting away with it. No. That's not what happened. No. He don't even live in Flint, according to a signed affidavit by Kiki, and according to the Mount Morris police that told me, well, he don't live here. He was there picking up his clothes, his laptop. He went there another time to pick up furniture when she was there with a moving truck. How much do they need to remove his ass from the First Ward as a non-resident of the city of Flint? Basic requirement. You got to live in the First Ward. You got to be in the First Ward. That address is not First Ward. It's Mount Morris Township. Yes, Producer Jay.
So I think we need to dissect this statement, and at the end, after you read it, I think he's not a very smart criminal. Let's put it up, and I'm gonna let you read it, and then he's just gonna continue to tell on himself that he does not live in the city of Flint. Let's put this up. I'm gonna let you go for it. It's up on the screen.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make it larger on my phone. So, as a city councilman, my primary responsibility is to serve the community and conduct city business in a manner that upholds dignity and integrity of my position. Recently, I found it necessary to file a personal protection order against a fellow councilwoman and 3 other individuals due to ongoing harassment that directly affects my ability to fulfill my duties. The actions taken by these individuals included public sharing of images of my property, where my son's mother resides, on social media. This not only invaded her privacy, but also created a hostile environment that undermines the trust and respect for effective government. This man, just stop. It's ridiculous. Additionally, their behavior included videotaping and tampering with my personal property. Okay, I don't even know what he's talking about. Tampering with his personal property by stealing my city's cell phone, which is deeply concerning and unacceptable. Yeah, I gotta talk with Terry about this, because this little lying person, I tampered with first.
But I think the point that everybody needs to understand, and hopefully they catch on, why is your personal property at an address not in the city of Flint?
Oh, it's absolutely. And why was that cell phone used to make a 911 call and have a conversation with 911 that I need some help? I am at, your address actually beeps at where you at, dings where you're at, and that I need help. You know, a call for help, for refuge, for police to come.
Yeah.
So
he's just not a smart criminal. I thought he had
no.
the best. I thought
Well,
he had.
listen, he had on cuffs today. He had on. Woodson said, "Why is he wearing what do you call them? Is it cuffs? What do you call them with your dang it? What do you call them with your pants at the bottom? Because he had a big one. If you roll your pants up, they cuff. And why are they calling y'all when you roll your pants up? It's a cuff. My brain ain't thinking. I said he got a big one and he got a little one. Man, them cuffs was about that big on one pair of his pants, and the other one was a smaller one. You know, and I mean,
He had the best attorneys in Flint. They need to tell him to shut the hell up.
they do need to tell him to shut the hell up because he's incriminating himself. Let them keep talking and incriminating themselves. He's good at it because one, your personal property. Two, he had lied to her about what was going on. She had no idea. None what was going on. He lied to her. Such actions are merely personal grievances. They represent a disruption of a professional atmosphere required for city members to work collaboratively for the benefit of our constituents. The harassment I have experienced diverts my attention from important city business and compromises the integrity of city council's work. Now, what distracts you is you got charged with a whole felony and a misdemeanor for less than murder, but with strangulation. That's a distraction. A distraction is for 2 months. You told a lie, Leon, that I had your phone and I didn't have your phone. The city clerk did. She called and told you that the phone was there. You just didn't want to mess with it. The lie is you got mad when they wouldn't give you $150,000. And what did you say down there to the planning and development person? Because you want to make sure you got your money because HUD wouldn't give it to you. So the problem is he's not getting what he wants. This is crazy. And he is. He's telling on himself. He's telling on himself. They need to tell it, but you know what? This is where you get, idiots. Idiots think that they are smarter than everybody else. Idiots think that they can do whatever they want to do. Tasha Lynn said, Wayne Leon Wilson. Yeah, Wayne Leon Wilson, Abdullah El Alamein, Leon El Alamein, because he uses several aliases. How is he a victim when he has a whole felony charge for domestic violence by the Genesee County prosecutor? And you got people upholding this. He's innocent to proven guilty. Well, look, I've put up, we know that Liddell loves to stalk my page. Today, she came in confused with some Jordans on. I don't know what she had. Just bless her. Shirley Chisholm said, send back that wig. You were streaming her, echoing her. And Shirley Chisholm said, not today, honey, not today. She shouldn't even be. Just nasty women. And then they uphold this garbage that they do. He is charged with domestic violence. That's a fact. He is charged with a misdemeanor and a felony. He was charged at a residence that was not within the city limits. He put on the PPO that's where he lived. He put on every PPO. Every PPO he done did, and there's been 5 or 6 of them in the last year and a half, 2 years. He put that address that's a non-Flint address. And they supporting this. And see, here's the thing. So when you defend yourself and you stand up to the bullies in the room, somehow they want to make you the problem. I didn't take your phone. Had your phone because she used it to make a 911 call for help. That's how I got your phone, to take the phone, because she didn't have a car. She doesn't have a car. He driving around in a new Cadillac and she didn't have a car. She couldn't take the phone. She didn't have a car. She didn't have a car. That phone was taken back in July. Need your phone. And definitely to lie and say, I tampered with it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. straight up lie. I'm going to tamper with his phone for. I mean, just a lie, just a liar. You get ready for them felony charges for non-residents, Leon. Get ready for domestic violence, because those are the ones you earn. No one did that to Leon but Leon. I'm sorry, Wayne Leon Wilson. That's what Janaea said. Wayne Leon Wilson. You did this to yourself. I'm not going to allow you to pin this on me. Absolutely not. You did this to yourself, and you're still talking and trying to be smart. That's the part that's just mind-boggling. Who is his attorney letting him make this crazy statement? Wait, but let's talk about the plagiarism pirate, because the plagiarism pirate stole and hijacked an entire what you call it, event. Took off the sponsors and put his name on as the sponsors. And then according to Michael Clack and Beverly Lewis, he didn't show up. Now, we know that when you on tether, that you have to let because he's on tether from the courts. He was supposed to tether people, and the courts got to know where you are. Leon, did you tell the tether people where you were going to be because you didn't show up? Somebody send that to his probation officer and ask him, because he didn't show up. Michael Clack put on there, he didn't show up. Beverly Lewis put on there, he didn't show up. Then he stole, plagiarized the flyer, and made it his. He made it his. But where was he supposed to be on that with that tether? That tether gonna show he showed up there with her before. That tether gonna show his location. Where was he supposed? He wasn't at the sickle cell. Michael Clack said, "How you steal a whole event and then don't show up?" Somebody call us. Look, send some emails to his probation officer at the Genesee County Court. Let's give him busy work. Instead of him shutting his mouth, which he ain't learned that. Leon, does your probation officer know you did not show up at the event? That I'm quite sure, because they got to know where you're at. Did you tell them? Michael Clack said you wasn't there. Beverly Lewis spoke at council on Monday that you didn't show up and that you hijacked their flyer and said you was the sponsor, sole sponsor. He was the sole single, as in uno, sponsor. Just lying. Plagiarism pirate, plagiarizing, stealing other people's work, lacking integrity. Right, tamper with your phone. Nobody would have your phone if you wasn't charged with a felony for domestic violence. And I'm going to say it again. Leon El Alamin, Wayne Leon El Alamin, Abdullah Alamin. Nobody would have your phone if you hadn't been charged with a felony for domestic violence and a misdemeanor. You did this all to yourself. Every single drop. You can thank yourself, pat yourself on the back. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. I don't know who his probation or parole officer is, but you can probably contact the courts, Genesee County courts, and find out. I don't know, because I know when you got to be someplace, he stole a whole flyer to be there. He took the whole everything, clipped off the other sponsors, the real sponsors, and put himself. And so this will happen when you stand up. We need people in Flint who stand up to the bully, who stand up from the lie, who stands up for the plagiarism pirate. We need people to start standing up. Start standing up. He don't tamper with his phone. Let's see, how could I not have gotten your phone? Gee, if she didn't have to call 911, what's your emergency? Help me. My child's father is beating me. And she didn't have to use that phone for 911. So take this picture, which you gave to Tonya Jordan, that this was your phone. This is my phone. This is not your phone, got a case around it. You a lying ass person. Just lie for no, lie because it's a day that ends in Y. Here's the flyer. He completely hijacked the entire flyer. Put his name, sponsored by First Ward, Leon El Alamin, just lying. Then when Beverly Lewis, the director of Hasselbrink, confronted him, what did he do? He took a scary behind in the back. He couldn't stand up to her. He couldn't look at her as a man, because what did he knew? He knew he'd become a plagiarism pirate and stole her work, stole the event, and claimed it as his. It's on my page, the flyer. Send it to his he said he was gonna be, he said this was his event. Hell, he probably turned this into his probation officer, that this was his event. Go play in traffic, Leon, but don't come playing with me. I'm telling you. Because he took this whole event. He was going, and then he got on there and argued with Beverly Lewis and told it was some BS. He just don't stop. That's on my page too. We done heard the stories of domestic violence. Need to get his ass. Everybody's sick of him. He's disgraceful. And stole a whole entire event. The real event had the real sponsors. Molina. It had also on Orlando. It had Metropolitan Baptist Church. He was not a sponsor. Buying shirts does not make you a sponsor. Hell, I bought a shirt. I'm technically a sponsor, and I didn't feel well to go. So I guess I'm a sponsor. I wonder if this is what he turned into his probation officer. Thank you, Beverly Lewis, for coming and shedding light on that and letting us know he had hijacked your event. Also, he was on the Mays Center. He put on there with Team One that this was sponsored by Councilman Leon L. Alameen of the first one. Stop protecting these lying people. Stop protecting them and giving them coverage. Well, as Maya Angelou said, let me tell you this. When they show you who they are, believe them. Plagiarism pirate, I believe them. She tampered with my phone. You are telling a lie. I did not. There's another one. He said he sponsored the Mays Center. He didn't sponsor the Mays Center. He didn't. He put his face on it, sponsored by the councilman in the first one. Just lying. Just lying. So people call Team One. Team One. Are you sponsoring this? Because we don't support people who are charged with domestic violence felonies, who don't respect women. And then you got people who protected him and supporting him. Y'all are sickening. Sickening. He's stealing everything he can, lying. Who steals flyers? Seriously, who steals social media flyers and make them their own? Well, the plagiarism pirate in the first ward. I didn't tamper with his phone. A damn lie. Listen, look, your phone was used so your child's mother, that you're charged with domestic violence with a felony and a misdemeanor, was used to call 911. I told her, because I knew that your ass would try to get her on it. I said, you need to make sure you return that. He left it at the house because it's city property. You need to get that back to him. And just so you know, I didn't go through your phone. That ain't my job. That's for the police to do. You got some cases on you. That's for the police to do. Now, if they had it when they was down there, I don't know. But it's for the police to do. You charged with a felony, a domestic violence. You jumped on a woman is what they saying in them charges. How brave are you? Yeah, you that guy, you know. Okay. And piss me off. So, Producer Jay.
Yes, ma'am.
How you let me go down that rabbit hole? He done pissed me off. This dude just the stuff he do is just crazy.
Sometimes you just gotta let it out.
I mean, I look at what this girl is going through, this young woman, and he lying about a phone, and he could have got caught because we need to play what he said. We don't have that. We have to get it and compare it. Where he said, "Oh, she took my phone, and I just got it back with yesterday, a day ago." He done told so many stories. I did not take your phone. I took the phone to the clerk because it was city property, because it was used to call 911. That's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I used it for. So Kiki needs help in those council chambers. Every day we have every meeting that we have, and she needs your support. If you can come, just speak for Kiki. Keep her name and keep her, because she's going through it. We see what his focus is, and I really don't know. His attorneys is letting him talk stupid. That phone was used for a 911 call. That you got Leon L. Alamin, Wayne Leon L. Alamin, Abdullah Alamin were charged with a felony.
Honestly,
that phone was used to make a call and have a conversation with 911. Get yourself together.
Honestly, that phone probably should be in evidence at the wherever.
Well, Brenda Boy, is there a cash app for Kiki? She does not have one that I know of. And people have asked that because she's got some things I know she's got to take care of. You know, this dude is, and I hate to say diabolical, but he is diabolical. He really is. What is that? Anyways, they won't give a copy of the 911 call because it's an active investigation, Taylor. But I don't think when I look at that, I mean, he just don't stop with stuff. I say he took that whole flyer, but does his probation officer know? That was his event. And we know that with probation officer, you got to let him know where you're going to be. Did he tell him that's where he was going to be? And if he wasn't there, he needs to be arrested for violation of his, what do you call it? Parole? I don't know what you call it. Because he wasn't there. Because Michael Clack posted he was not there. Beverly said he wasn't there. And then he wanted to argue back and forth with her. I mean, he just can't help himself. I mean, he about as wrong as that one big cuff and that one little cuff in them jeans he had on the outside. Just wrong. I mean, wrong. One big cuff, one little cuff. It's just ridiculous. So I don't know how we find out who his probation officer is, but we know he took a whole flyer and he probably gave that flyer to the probation officer. Probation or whatever, parole, I don't know what you call it. Tether officer. He probably did that. Look, I got a whole event coming up. And on my event, right here, it shows I'm the sponsor. You know, this is my picture. I'm sponsor. I gotta be there. It's gonna take all day. I gotta set up and I gotta, participate in the event. Then I gotta break it down. It wasn't your event. You hijacked it. You became a plagiarism pirate. He didn't even go. Michael Clack used 100%. Who does a event or who steal event flyer and don't go? Part of his thing from his Judge Tabitha Marsh was he had to be on Tether. Okay, to tell the people know that you had that flyer that you probably stole wasn't yours. Send it to his probation officer, everybody. Give him something to worry about. He wanted to give everybody else something. Give his ass something to worry about. You're tired of him. And I want to be clear for Paul Rosicki, who clearly don't watch it. Leon is the problem. Right now, he's a problem. And the problem is when you stand up for yourself on that council and to some of these people, they try to make it look like you the problem. Candace can't take the floor. There was no rule broken. She took the floor to say the packet had been in there. There was the end. That's not a rule. You are interrupted for no damn reason. You don't have the right to do that. Robert's Rule 12th edition tells you can't. The speaker cannot take the floor. You can't. No rule was broken. What was in that packet? We've had that. Okay, well, the 1.5 million wasn't there. And how I get my information is how I get it, not her. Conversation she wasn't privy to. Conversation she didn't even know about. Because she can't keep running her mouth. She just likes to talk. Because I'm the chair. I'm the chair. I'm the chair. Everybody's so sick of that shit. Yes.
When someone says a point of order, Can the chair continue to talk?
No, the chair cannot, and you need to make it short of that, please. No, chair cannot. And I'll get you where point of order is the highest order, that all talking must cease. All, not some, but all. All talking must cease. Cease. Stop.
But she's the chair. She can keep talking when the point of order comes.
She thinks that gives her like a little boat and a little magic wand and a tiara and some glass slippers. She acts like that is a magical. Worst chair ever, her and Liddell. So we need a clip of that. You know, they point of order. Because they always wanted Liddell doing fake clips and saying stuff. I mean, just crazy stuff. How they talk to RL has gotten on my nerves too. I'm just tired. They think that because they are a gang, literally a city council gang, that it's okay. I ain't never seen such immature individuals in my life. I don't have to like you. I'm voting there on the topics. I care about the topic. And on the way out for that grocery store, Mr. Peachy showed out. He was going at Reverend Flynn. Mr. Peachy had a whole lot to talk about. You're never going to get that store. Yeah, you're going to ever get that money. I mean, it just filled him up. Mr. Peachy, I told you I would, Judy, I told you I would never vote on that. Okay. And Reverend Flynn was like, he kind of Mrs. Flynn had to drag him and pull him back. I'm like, oh my. So I do want to say this. It is what it is. I'm disappointed that this guy is just abusing every system. The domestic violence, the personal protection order is mostly known for domestic violence. He's managed to figure out and skirt his way around that to get personal protection orders against women. I ain't seen him buck up to no man. He stepped up there to that line to go after the one woman who was a Muslim sister and told her, "This is what you want." That's when y'all saw him take off his glasses, placed them on the table, got down there and said, "You want some of this? You want this? Is what you want? This is what you want?" And I'm looking like, oh my God, is he doing this? Look, we see you. We see you. He didn't care because that's who he is. That thug-like behavior, we were watching it when he took them glasses off. Crazy. Why is, I know, Marcia, why is Mr. Peachy? Because it's black folks and he mad. You know, Mr. Peachy mad because he, and I don't even care for Mr. Peachy. Mr. Peachy has some racist tendencies with his remarks that he says. He has got some. But him and Reverend Flynn, it was interesting. It was interesting. I'm like, oh wow. Oh wow. So anyways, hey, Berta baby, look, if I didn't call your name out today has just been a lie. No. So if I didn't call your name out, Berta baby, Chris, Kate, and I don't even think I can go back. Shanita her, which is JP6, I believe. He took his daughter phone. Grandma, Julian 724. Marcia Tober, she called in. Christopher Sims. Claudette Steele, Brenda Boyd, Hollywood Herb, 256. And here we is, B. Marie. I'm trying to go down because y'all look, and I like that y'all are engaged. I love that y'all are engaged in the, just so we can have the dog. And to all the Just Blaze, Classy K, Eris, Taylor, Tay Stamp, Michael McKenzie. I say Julian 2724. Yeah, Look, BB Madden. Hey, girl. I said grandma, believe. Look, it ain't gonna let me go back too far, but I like that y'all are engaged. Jason, I think it's about to stop. So Ramon Stripling, I had to go way back. Y'all be engaged, boy. Look, hit them like buttons. Tasha Lynn, okay, y'all be engaged. Jawan Jackson. Oh my goodness. I did say Brenda Boyd, didn't I? Yeah, some of this stuff just burns me. And listening to stories of women with domestic violence, if you need help, get out. There is help. You heard some of the stories that women went through, and many women have experienced domestic violence. So I'm going to end on this. Tonya, Leon LaShawn found guilty of their charges, who will those votes count? We're going to be down to left. Really, we're going to have to appoint within 30 days. No, this is when he took the glasses off. What?
Didn't stand up for them brothers that you had working for you, all of me. You didn't stand up for them brothers when he was working for you, all of me. You should have stepped up for my brother that was trying to change. Ain't no way you went counsel. And you did not. What's the problem, huh? What's the problem, huh? I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. What's the problem?
We need a short of that one too. That shows and speaks to his character from his counsel seat. He and hey, Randall McGee, and hey, Paulette Gathers. He stepped down to fight a woman and took his glasses off. That's a fact. That's a fact. Call it, if it's in you, it's coming out. He just proved, absolutely, Claudette, absolutely. Shake the Room podcast. He was going to fight that one. Absolutely, he was. He was about to throw down. Randall McGee, how you doing? He was about to look. He took the glasses off, y'all. He took them off. Walked over there. Then at the end, you see him putting the glasses back on. He taking them off. Look, there you go. Taking them off. He coming down to fight some women. He used to that, y'all. He used to that. He used to fighting women. He didn't come down there when Woodson was down there. He didn't step down then. He stepped down to fight a woman. He didn't take them glasses off to fight any of the men who said anything to him. He stepped down when Woodson said something. He take them glasses off. He sat in that seat with the glasses on and told some lies that Woodson didn't help him with the service line. And what Woodson do when he got home? Put up the proof that he did with him and Leon standing over the hole. I mean, that was another lie he told. Just lie. Just lie. He stepped down, took those glasses off to fight the women, the Muslim sisters. Okay. Producer J, look, y'all, if y'all can donate to Producer J, Cash App, $1987. If you can donate, I cannot do this without him. Some of the stuff he popping up, yeah, I did not plan anything. This was, hey, we was going to play it by ear. I planned only for attorney Terry Johnson. And before it got a little thick, I got him off. I only planned for him. And so we are at the 11 o'clock hour. We're getting off of here, y'all. We're getting off. We are getting off. The VIP room. We're going to pray. That's hey, VIP room. RJ Brown, how you doing? And so listen, if y'all can donate to Cash App $ Producer J 1987. Producer J, can you put it up? Because I'm gonna be on here. Thank you, Merck 76. It's a great show. Will you please kindly donate to Cash App $ Producer J 1987. I cannot do these shows without him. I don't get paid, despite what people say. Haven't taken out one penny, not one dime. I ain't taking a shilling. I ain't even taking a Bitcoin. Nothing. Okay. I do this because you get to have the view. Because if we don't check them, we know that it comes through as them telling the truth. When this is not the truth. They're just not telling the truth. And so that's why I bring this back to you so we can talk about it. We can go over it. Anyways, so please kindly donate to Producer J 1987 Cash App.
She ain't lying either, because when I was in Flint, we went to that restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. The little jukebox place.
We went to Rube's.
Oh yeah. When I come back,
it's in the 6th Ward.
Listen, when I come back, we definitely got to hit that spot. That's a nice spot.
They got good fish.
Oh yeah, that fish plate was hitting for real. Listen, so I tried to pay for it. I pulled my card out and everything to pay for it. She wouldn't let me pay for it.
No, because that's that look. I had some sun. But we had a cocktail or two, but it was good. They have, Rube's on Chevrolet and Flushing, Chevrolet and Sloan has some of the best fish. Yeah, and good bar food. Also Roadhouse on Pasadena, Dink Sosa. It has good food. Also good bar food, great tacos. Dink will be opening up a new business, which is downtown, a sports bar, and it is called Level Up on Saginaw Street on the Bricks. So, anyways, listen. If y'all can donate, we appreciate it. I'm out of here, y'all. Your girl tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Long day. So if you can take us out of here, Producer J. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining us.
It's the time you burn, so don't you know? Like and share, let's make it glow. Flint City News, we bring the heat. When we fight, we beat defeat. I won't give up.